be unknown, discovered by my own. Raise your glass and sing along. So raise your glass, your home's where you belong. Feel the love, my brother, sing along. Celebrate and drinking all night long. Feel the earth moving. Just let it in and let it out. Into a new raise a glass and oh, the night is gone and so there's a light that leads into a world, a place to be unknown, discovered by my own. Raise your glass and sing along. So raise your glass, your home's where you belong. Feel the love, my brother, sing along. Celebrate and drinking all night long. Feel the earth moving. Just let it in and let it out. Into a new There's a light that leads into a world, a place to be unknown, discovered by my own. Raise your glass and sing along. So raise your glass, your home's where you belong. Feel the love, my brother, sing along. Celebrate and drinking all night long. Feel the earth moving. Just let it in and let it out. Into a new world. Raise a glass and oh, the night is gone and so there's a light that leads into a world, a place to be unknown, discovered by my own. Raise a glass and sing along. So raise your glass, your home's where you belong. Feel the love, my brother, sing along. Celebrate and drinking all night long. Feel the earth moving. Just let it in and let it out. Into a new world. us and sing along. So raise your glass, your heart's where you belong. Feel the love, my brother, sing along. Celebrating, drinking all night long. Feel the earth moving. Just let it in and let it out. Into a new
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Thank you for waiting while Emily found a gayer outfit. Like actual quotes. Weirdly, Emily's outfit has unlocked a fetish that I didn't know existed, which I can only put down to Fargo and seeing at a very young age. Like, hey, Frances McDormand, I'm here when you want me. How is everybody? Happy Pride!
Happy Pride Month, bitches.
Happy Pride! Cheers. Those of you in the US, good afternoon. Those of you in the UK, good evening. Are you all well, friends? Good. Don't all shout at once.
Wait,
I mean, anyone,
are we
really.
okay?
Are we okay?
Been better.
No. Stop laughing. No, Nacho, you can't laugh. It's you will. Yeah. Nacho and V are in the wrong places. Emily, Hoobly has just very kindly pointed out that Nacho and V are in the wrong places, which actually sort of works on a level, but it is amazing. It's
Emily,
like
no
also
sound.
I could be Nacho.
I could be V. Hold on. I need to be lesbian. Hold on.
I need to be so much camper.
Camp. Make a camp.
Hey guys,
Oh my god.
Yeah, we're here to celebrate tolerance and diversity and universal love. Fuck, can we start this again? What has happened? Oh, that's beautiful.
I mean, how can we compete?
I mean, that's
Is
I mean,
giving?
it
Is it
really
giving?
sets off the red in your eyes, Nacho.
You mean the red in my lips from the blood that I'm coughing up? Yeah.
yeah. That. Thank you, Nicole Kidman in Moulin Rouge.
I could do a
Next
Ewan
week.
McGregor for you if you want.
Yeah. Next week I will be playing a windmill while Nacho lies in bed.
And cry.
Yeah,
And that's it. That's the whole film.
It will be it will be a jukebox musical version of D&D. No, it won't. There will be other things next week, not this. So hello, happy Pride. We are here to celebrate Pride and all the lovely, inclusive gorgeousness that is critical drinking, because as you know, we are a bunch of girls, gays, and theys who get together on a Sunday night in our respective countries. Like, we're very transnational in this particular group, and we turn D&D into a drinking game. There are rules. If anyone wants to drink along, you're more than welcome. However, drinking is entirely optional. For example, Nacho may decide to take his cough medicine at some point, in which case he may have to stop drinking. We shall see how it goes.
If the coughing gets too out of hand, then yes, I will be drinking my Tussin.
Yeah. But the good news is his medicine is mainly ethanol, so he will be high as fuck off the medicine. So it's fine. It's all fine. We are, just to warn anyone who might be watching, if you know this already, we are somewhat sweary, somewhat rude, and very likely to get either feisty or salty, depending on what happens in this adventure. So hopefully everyone's fine with that. I tend to swear all the time because I'm from South London, and where I come from, swearing is a sign of affection. So you're all cunts. Just to kick off as we mean to go on. So without further ado, I'm going to ask the team today to introduce themselves, introduce a little bit about their characters, one or two of whom may be familiar. But before we do that, I just want to say Han was supposed to be on the stream tonight, and unfortunately she's really, really ill. It's the curse of critical drinking that apparently your internal organs stop working, or your mental health gets massively affected as the repercussion. So we're basically a living proof that alcohol's not great. Like, we're
put our bodies on the line for you.
we're literally Mythbusters, y'all. Like,
yeah,
wow, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Next week, Nacho's going to drink an entire liter of Coke with peppermints. It'll be fine.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Baldy.
Oh, thank you so much, Baldy.
Thank you, Baldy.
Baldy.
Thank you for that.
So,
my brother's nickname is Baldy, and so in my head, that's my brother. Just I don't know who this person is, but
I mean, if your brother
Maybe
is a man
it
in
is.
Scotland, then it could well be. So, without further ado, I am going to ask the team to introduce themselves, introduce their characters, and introduce, if they are drinking or if they are not drinking, what their drink of choice is. So, Nacho, to get you going, so you can have a little rest before you have to talk. Who are you? Who are you playing? And what are you drinking?
Hi, my name is Sarah Michelle Geller, and I'm playing the role of Daphne. Hi, I'm Nacho. I'm playing Milton, Milton Bugles. He is a male variant Asimar, rogue, and he is the current co-owner of the Circus of Wonders. He has a bedazzling knife where he takes on adventures with, and he can like craft shit with it. So yeah, I hope to. Oh, I'm drinking this weird concoction of cranberry juice and Bacardi 8 rum, which is just Bacardi rum that has been fucking in a barrel for 8 years before being poured out. And it's actually really good because Bacardi 8 rum actually brings out the sweetness and stuff. And since cranberry juice is like really tart, it brings out like the sweetness in cranberry juice. It's really weird. It's actually really good. So not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Not as bad as other things that I've had on this show. So yeah. Emily, take it away.
Sure. Hi, my name is Freddie Prinze Jr., and I'll be playing the role of Fred. Hi, I'm Emily. I am bringing an old character back. I'm being Hildy from the Bachelorette Party of Doom. And fun fact about the Hildy voice, it brings me a profound amount of joy, and my boyfriend does not seem to like it. I did it in a conversation last night, and they were like, anyway, what else are you up to? I was like...
Damn,
I was like,
that's amazing.
I'm sorry that this doesn't do it for you, okay? I'm just being my authentic self. Oh, man. You know, once again, the sacrifices that we make for you. I'm ruining my relationship with critical drinking. Okay, so I cannot drink. Because I'm on that sweet cell phone juice. So I've been trying to come up with something fun to do instead. Chat, if you have any solid like suggestions on what you would like to see me do instead of drink. Uncle Thing, so much for the Fargo kink session. You know what? Same brain as me and Sarah, I guess.
Only, that's watch out for the critical drinking OnlyFans people.
Oh my god.
Also, can I just shout out Who Blue, who during Nacho's conversation about the cranberry juice went, well, no thrush for Nacho tonight.
No.
Someone's vaginal bacteria is going to be perfectly balanced by the end of the evening.
Yeah,
yes.
my thrusty is not my thrusty, my actual bussy is gonna be clean.
Yeah. Your V is going to be perfect by the end of the evening.
Yeah. My thrusty's
talking
congested, but that's fine.
Too much. TMI. Nacho, TMI.
She's congested a little bit.
Talking of V.
I'm Matthew Littler, I guess, playing Shaggy. I wanted to be Freddie Prinze Jr.
I'm sorry.
I'm V, and I will be playing a new character for you all, who is Mags, the dwarf bard, who is also a drag king and has a Swiss Army pole arm because you know that's what a lesbian would do. And I'm not drinking. I've killed Nacho.
That's it. This is the stream when Nacho dies. Coffee.
My life is trying to kill more. I try and make Nacho laugh so much every time. I also cannot drink because of just the concoction of medication that I am on. So tonight I am sponsored by Waitrose electrolytes. No spawn.
Period. Period.
Hashtag ad.
Hashtag ad. This channel may include paid promotion.
How about
yes, I know
Emily
Matthew Lillard is a lovely person. I just don't want to be him. I want to be Freddie Prinze Jr. Okay.
So hang on a minute. Does this mean that I'm Scooby Doo?
You're Scrappy then.
Yeah, you're
Could be
Scrappy.
Velma.
Or Velma.
Who wants to
What's
be
her
Velma?
name? Who's
I want to be
super
Velma
hot.
the second film.
She's so
Velma's hot as hell. Like, what are you talking about?
Oh God, what's her name?
Oh, this is going to annoy me now.
Man.
What's her name? Okay, my wife's ex-girlfriend was like the leader of her fan club.
No, that's amazing.
Cardellini. My wife's ex-girlfriend was the Linda Cardellini fan club leader for years.
Oh my god.
Amazing.
Hell
I mean,
yeah.
that's a niche reference.
Yeah.
Linda
So
Cardellini.
everyone say
I
hi
mean,
to Linda Cardellini.
Hi, Linda
Yeah.
Cardellini.
Well, I was gonna say, have you
wanna
seen
come-
like Dead to Me? She is gorgeous.
No.
She's so good. She's so good. Such
Oh.
a good actress as well.
Yes.
My
Friend of the show, Linda Cardellini.
yeah,
Yeah.
friend of the
my
show,
knowledge
Linda
of
Cardellini.
is feeling
I want to
really-
join the fan
like,
club.
Linda Cardellini, assuming you're watching this, if you want to come and make Verity's wife ex jealous, we would love that. What we want to do is piss off everybody's exes, so we would draw a list, and then Linda Cardellini, you would obviously be at the top, you and Jude together. Friends of the show. Linda Cardellini, friend of the show. You're welcome. I'm Sarah. I'm apparently the Scrappy Doo of critical drinking, which, I mean, all I can say is it's bad form to piss off your DM before the start of a campaign.
Rocks fall, everyone dies.
I mean, I did say Linda Cardellini because she's a smart one. So I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, literally, my thoughts has now gone. It's like, oh, Outlaws is on in 2 hours. I could finish this campaign. and be in time to watch the new series. Like, it's fine. Hello, I am Sarah. I am the dungeon mistress for this game. I am a she, her, in case anyone's wondering. Sometimes people ask. Yes, I am going to kick off a campaign tonight. It's going to be a one-shot. It is going to be more rainbows than you can shake a rainbow stick at. And it is going to be set in Waterdeep. So for those of you who do or don't know, Waterdeep is obviously the main trading hub of the Sword Coast. And for critical drinking purposes, as of now, it also has the most progressive queer LGBTQIA plus laws as well, which basically means that anyone who discriminates is an absolute wanker, and you end up in the jail in Castle Waterdeep, because Lyria has no time for this. Very, very progressive. They're all over it. So this is the kind of law that we are entering tonight's campaign in. That was nearly a coherent sentence. I have been drinking since before the stream, and indeed the entire weekend. So this could be interesting. So actually, is everyone ready? Shall we start? We've done our usual half an hour of faffing.
Let's buckle down, sisters.
Let's do this. Everyone get comfortable. Strap in, children.
Strap on.
Yeah.
Strap on, yes.
It's a good day for a strap.
Although,
Happy Pride.
to be fair though, I'm comfortable sitting for a couple of hours. You might want to wait till the interval and just like save that for the denouement. That's how the bad guy dies. How did you take down the big bad?
In a freak strap-on accident?
It fell onto it, honest.
Yeah, Uncle. By the way, Emily, I'm sure keeping an eye, but Uncle Thing is
sorry.
Continuous stream of suggestions of things you can do.
I just saw the one to flirt with Johnny in Hildy's voice, which might be fun. You know what?
I can send a voicemail to your boyfriend in Mags's voice if you want.
Oh god,
I would also like that very much.
Like,
no, I will not provide any context. They just have to figure it out.
Okay, well tonight's going to be interesting. Emily may find herself in a strangely curtailed relationship. Oh my god, Tet's like, just put his number in chat and we'll all leave him voicemail.
That's chaotic behavior.
Let's not dox ourselves tonight, Slav.
Yeah, let's not dox Emily's human. I would prefer, in the name that the fact this is a Pride stream, let's not dox anyone. Just putting that out there. So okay. Right, we should probably start. So, the sun is shining on Waterdeep, the massive, highly crenellated, very impressive city at the heart of the Sword Coast. It's the main trading point, as lots of you probably know, and it is the place where you can be whatever you want to be. You can worship who you want to worship, and you can live the life you want to live. So, whether that's, as we saw in the Hendu of Doom, you know, if you want to go out and live your wildlife and you know, be a stripper and turn up with sludge puppies, you can do that. If you want to join a circus, you can do that. You can be in a drag act, for fuck's sake. You know, remember Madeira than Ever and the Divine Circle? They might be coming back in a second. So you can be whatever you want to be. You can do whatever you want to do. Everyone is incredibly tolerant. And basically, everyone just believes that you're going to do the thing that you need to do to live, survive, and thrive in Waterdeep. Today is a really special day. It is the annual Pride celebration, which kicks off an entire month of festivities. The first day is known for the parade, which is led by the Pride, a group of animals which represents all aspects of the LGBTQIA presence in Waterdeep. The Pride is led by a lion, Okay, think about that for a second. There is the lesbian, a giant bee who represents the gay female contingent. There is the alligator. There is the chimpanzee. There is the butrans fly, which represents the evolution of the trans members of the Waterdeep community. There is the poor pace, cool. And then
all right, everyone, the stream is ending. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you guys.
This is fuck you. This all has relevance. You can take the piss out of it. You're going to be sad in a few hours when you don't know what's happening. And fine. Even better, last but not least, bringing up the parade every year is the LGBT Rex.
I love you so much.
Incredible. Incredible.
I was quite drunk when I wrote this.
I'm gonna drink to that because that made me die a little bit.
I mean, if you haven't had 8 drinks at this point in time, then you are not playing the game properly.
Tell you what, I was just like,
what's happening?
If we need people, I was like, if I'm annoying people with my voice, as my version of drinking, I realized Sasha is on a train in Poland right now. So I can also annoy Sasha.
So I think what we're coming to is that every time we have to drink, what you're going to do is you're going to send a voicemail to someone in the style of Hildy.
Okay, I can do that. All right, so between the bits and that, I was like, we'll give it a go here. What's a good thing to say to Sasha?
Oh, I think it has to be filthy. If it's Sasha.
Let's see. Something filthy. Okay.
Tet's just written, this is going to really confuse Emily's parents when she runs out of people to call. Yeah, maybe don't go there.
It fills me with terror. Thank you. Okay, hi. So, as you probably know, we're doing a whole Pride festival, and quite frankly, I'm a little alarmed at how many people seem to be falling inadvertently on top of the strap-ons or the dildos. It seems to be a safety hazard because it is pervasive. Send.
And that is how we find Hildy and Norma, as Hildy sends a sending stone message to their mom group and their like parenting group effectively. So all the caregivers back at home who share like responsibilities and pick up kids from various things. She has just sent that message to all the parents and caregivers. Hildy, could you tell me what you and Norma are doing in Waterdeep and why you are there?
Yeah, so I don't know if you've seen like those subreddits where it's people pretending to be supportive parents on, you know, since maybe someone doesn't have a parent who accepts them, or maybe their parent's no longer around. So Hildy has set up just like a little booth essentially along the route and is just kind of there to be a supportive parent figure for anyone who wants one. And also she secretly hopes that some people will come to her with like relationship issues, because deep down she is a little nosy and just wants to give her opinion, like, oh yeah, no, absolutely, you can't take her to see your parents, that is too soon, of course she got scared. So that's what Hildy's up to.
Is this in a form of like some sort of booth? You know, like when you go to like a festival and there's like a community care booth, so it's like usually next to like a St. John's ambulance or like a first aid booth. Like I imagine you're there as like an LGBT plus support and advice group. Like you've probably got a little gazebo set up, some sort of flyer. which you're handing out to people.
It says, need a mom? I can be your mom.
At which point,
inquire within.
A sort of adolescent dragonborn walks up to you, and he sort of peers round the curtain. He's like, so you, so like you'll be people's mums?
Oh yeah. You know, some folks, they just don't have the sort of parental support that they crave, and sometimes an event like Pride can make you feel all sorts of feelings. So I wanted to be here for younger folks who might need it.
Oh, because me and some of my friends, we've like grown up at the there's like a children's home down the road, and we think we might be on a spectrum, but we don't really know much about it. So we were wondering, like, we were watching this thing on like the theatre called Heartstopper, and it's like raised some stuff for us. So I wondered if you could like talk to us about some of it. Like, what's the difference between bisexual and pansexual?
Oh, that's a great question. So basically, if you're bisexual, you're attracted to more than one gender, all right? So, you know, it could be any number of identities, but pan means that it's all gender identities, okay? So technically speaking, pan could fall under the bi umbrella. Also,
So
do they
I
stop
need to know-
people's hearts in Heartstopper, or how does, I don't know what that is.
No, it's about a guy who's gay who falls in love with a straight guy who's a dwarf who turns out to be bisexual, and then he's got like friends who are like ace and a friend who like is trans. And is your dog humping the pillow again? That's brilliant. It's all this talk about sexual identity. Anyway, so you continue to talk, and then finally the little dragonborn goes, so I was just going back to something you said earlier. I need an umbrella.
Oh, no, I just meant that the umbrella in the figurative sense. Although if you want an umbrella, I'm sure you can find some really solid merch. Oh, but be sure that you get it from, you know, like an artisan or some sort of person who's a small business. If you get it from Target, it's just not gonna work.
Okay. And with that, he turns around and he shouts, so we've got to go find umbrellas and that'll help us. And he runs away. And that's like the start of your day in your little booth. Like, lots of young people come up and you kind of talk to them. And you know, for example, there is a part of the parade that's entirely just for young people. And so like you're encouraging them to join in. You know that you can sign up and that there's various bits and pieces you can do. However, it gets towards kind of like midday, and the main thing at midday is an event that kicks off the beginning of the parade. So everyone starts heading towards one of the main squares in Waterdeep, where there is a statue of Lyria, who is a sub-deity for anyone who is a D&D geek, who is the goddess of happiness and joy and freedom, and has therefore become the sort of deity of the LGBTQIA sort of community in Waterdeep. And so all of you gather in this square, and there is a sort of large space in front of a very beautiful statue of a very slender, very kind of like elegant statue of a young woman who looks like she's dancing. She's surrounded with butterflies, and it's sculpted in such a way that it kind of like suggests there's mist wrapping around her form. It's a very well-known statue in Waterdeep, and sort of marks almost the center of the town as far as it could without all the buildings in the way. And a figure steps out of the crowd. It's a very well-known figure. It's a very striking Asmar, who is beautifully decked out. So, Milton, can you explain to us what you look like, and then talk us through what happens?
So I'm wearing my regular circus wear. So I have this, but then I also underneath I have like a rainbow harness. And I have orange booty shorts, and I have white Converse. So that's what Milton is wearing right now. So Milton does like he jumps out from the ground, does an aerial flip, and lands on a platform in front of the statue, and says, with a megaphone in his hand, he's like, "All right, gutter sluts and bubble butts, we're here to celebrate Pride. Okay, so everyone with me, in the name of the gaslight, the gatekeep, and the girl queen pussy boss, we pray. Our mother, who art in heaven, sickening be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Give us this day our daily work, and forgive us our straightness, as we forgive those who straight against us. And lead us not into basicness, but deliver us from normality." Slay.
At which point, everyone in the crowd goes, "Yes, queen!"
Hallelujah.
Even my dog's worked up. And afterwards, Milton just kind of like walks down the platform, and he like looks at a drag queen and hands them the megaphone so that they can like carry on with the show.
At which point, every year there is a young person who is nominated as kind of like monarch of Pride. This year they have decided to call themselves Queen, Kween, and they step forward and they're carrying a really, really like massive wreath of flowers, and they walk towards the statue of Lyra. And as they do, two large, very well-oiled men in very tiny pants step forward and basically lift them up so that they're the same height as the statue, and they reach up and they put a wreath of flowers on top of Lyra's head. Can you all roll perception for me?
Yes. My dog is activated right now. Hold on.
Did I just finish picking? Did I just literally just finish, like that moment, finish picking my spells? Yep. Let's roll that perception check.
I got a 7.
Ooh, nat 20s. That's a 23.
Nice.
We drink for nat 20s. I think that means I have to send another voice message.
I also got a nat 20, so I got 24.
Amazing.
Off to a good start.
Milton's
Also,
the only one distracted with butt plugs and like, I don't know, some other gay shit.
Yeah, Milton, you are doing a read on this teenager, and you're just going, oh, I can see that life is going to be hard on them. Like, you're basically doing the bitchiest thing ever. The rest of you, Hildy and Mags, and Norma as well, you all hear a tinkling, sort of very feminine laugh, like a giggle. It's not threatening. It's kind of like when a child laughs. It's kind of like quite sweet and quite excited, and you feel there's a very slight breeze. And for your nat 20s as well, what you can see is that around the statue, where there is this kind of like mist carved around it, if you were to look closely, you would swear that the mist is moving. So, as you guys
that's
kind of
interesting.
like, what's that, love?
Oh, I just said it was interesting. There's this really suspicious looking kind of mist here, and I'm trying to remember if my patron taught me anything that might be useful. Hold on, let me open my tome of spell things. Let me take a quick look. Because honestly, at this point, I've just been hoping that, maybe the festival will honor my patron a little bit by playing some Prince. Nothing too, like, no, we don't need B-sides. We just need, maybe Kiss, right? People like that song.
Look, I love you, but you promised that you'd leave the tome at home for this one. Like you said this was just going to be a bit of community outreach and a bit of gentle fun.
At this point, Milton kind of like is talking over the crowd. He's like, listen here, sister. Being young, gay, and mean is not a personality trait. So if you're going to be working like that, you better work with an E and get the fuck out of here, okay?
Sorry.
Uncle Thing.
I'm just processing what Milton just said.
I know. I think we're all processing that.
Emily voicemail Han says Uncle Thing.
Oh. Okay. I guess the best way to do that is probably going to be on Discord. Voice message. Does Discord not let you do voice messages?
I think it does if you've got an upgraded fancy package.
Oh yeah, if you have it like boosted.
Just voicemail one of the critical drinking groups and Han will get up.
Sure. Yeah, because honestly, them not having a voice feature is homophobic. So
it is during Pride Month.
Yeah, Discord.
God damn it.
Not having a voicemail, it's like transgressive against neurodiverse LGBTQIA people. Just saying.
God damn it.
Exactly.
Ableist.
All right, so yeah. Okay, hi Han. We're just having a good old time in the game here. Frankly, I'm so excited for you to come on back and introduce us to sort of new Yorkshire-ish terms of affection. The only one I could remember was duck, and I feel like there are more. You know, and everything from my neck of the woods is sort of like, you know, oh, sweetie pie, or, you know, you see someone, you say, oh, for cute. Anyway, so I guess tell me more about terms of endearment from have a good day, Han. Goodbye.
And as you send another message to another person in the parenting group, you are looking through your tome while Norma looks on and is like, oh. Is there anything that you want to do?
I got so used to playing a barbarian last season, and I was just, when it was like, I can't do anything but smash things.
I just hit things. Yeah, barbarians. I'm saying that to make Nacho feel really guilty.
Listen, I'm not the one who rolled, okay? I didn't roll for you, okay? So, and I did give you an option. Sarah's playing a barbarian next week and she's upset about it. Sucks to suck, I guess.
Hildy, is there anything you would like to do about the statue, my darling? I'm gonna pressure you here. Like,
yeah. So I know you said that there's a statue. Is it in a fountain or is it just like a regular old statue?
No, it's just a regular old statue. It's one of those ones that's like on a plinth. Do you know what I mean? Like there's the name of the god. There's a bit explaining what they're a god of. Do you know what I mean? There's like the kind of like pedagogy behind the like what she is and what she does and what she stands for. Like people have laid flowers. It's a riot of color. It's a really nice statue. And generally everyone in Waterdeep knows that Lyra is a kind of very benevolent, very kind of like, she's all about the party, basically. She's that god.
Gotcha. Is there a bird on the statue or in the general vicinity of the statue right now?
I mean,
just hanging out?
There is. It's quite crowded. There's a few birds flying around. Like, you know, there's the odd pigeon. There are, I mean, not really birds, but there are the kind of like griffin cavalry flying around. I mean, I'm assuming you mean a literal bird.
Oh yeah, I just meant like a pigeon.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there are pigeons flying around.
Yeah. as one settles down for a moment, Hildy's gonna cast Speak with Animals and just be like, "Okay, hi. So, have you been here all day? Is this like your place?"
Oh, yes.
"Oh, that's great. Oh, that is wonderful. Also, you look great. I hope you're having a good day. I was just wondering, have you seen anything sort of strange going on? Because there's this suspicious mist, and I don't know. Hell, maybe the suspicious mist always shows up around this time of day or something. You know, I wanted to ask the expert, and that is you."
Oh, suspicious mist, you say? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. 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 Let me think. Oh. No.
Is that how pigeons think?
Yeah. Oh god, I mean, Hildy's talking to a town pigeon. They're not going to be bright. It's one of those ones that's got like feathers missing and a weird club foot. Do you know what I mean? It's just not. It's not all there. It's a bit inbred. It's got slightly cross eyes, but you can't really tell because they're on opposite sides of the head.
Look,
So-
it has clearly seen some shit, and I'm asking about some shit. That's where I'm at.
Yeah. So, yeah. So I mean, no. Never seen any mist around the statue unless it's really misty.
Gotcha. Any nefarious figures today? Anybody that looks, like they're up to no good?
Him! And the pigeon points to where Nacho is screaming at a group of teenagers. Milton, rather, is screaming at a group of teenagers like, spicy! So spicy!
Okay, you know what? That is fair enough. I don't know what that guy's situation is, but there's a lot going on there. Hey, what's your name?
Eric!
Eric. It was nice to meet you, Eric. If you think of anything, let me know. I'm gonna just go talk to my wife, and I'm also gonna consider intervening with the crazy man because I do think he's making the vibe a little off. I don't think he's up to no good, but
What's your name?
oh, I'm Hildy. Hi.
Oh, okay. Hi, Hildy. I'm gonna tell all the other pigeons not to shit on you.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you, Eric.
Eric gives
and
you, like, a
Hildy
little
is going
thumbs
to
up, and
walk back up to Norma and be like, "Okay, I have learned some things. First of all, yes, I should not have brought my tome. I do apologize. And in point of fact, I think I might be a bit over-vigilant because I was asking that pigeon about suspicious people as if suspicious people are always trying to fuck with the situation, And the pigeon said nobody except for the screamy guy is doing anything particularly nefarious. So, I do apologize for being a bit antsy. I think I'm still not over that bachelorette party.
Yeah, it's all right, Duck. You told me quite a lot about the bachelorette party, and do you know what I mean? If I'd had to kill some puppies that turned into sludge, I think I'd probably be suffering post-traumatic stress disorder as well. So,
Makes it hard to feel safe,
Yeah, I think once you've been attacked by perfectly harmless puppies that turn into slime that melts things, then you probably can't ever feel entirely safe again. But I love you, and you know that if you want to talk to pigeons, I'll support you.
Aw, thank you.
Happy Pride.
And, hey,
Happy Pride, y'all.
Happy Pride.
Right.
Honestly, I think I'll get better eventually with time, but I am committed to less book because I want you to feel like I'm listening and doing my part. So, less book.
Yeah. If you remember what
it.
we agreed, less booky, more nookie.
Oh, That explains a lot about why I was a little fuzzy on what the verbiage was, because we were in the middle of some things and my brain doesn't work so well.
No, it's all right. It's all right, Doug. That's why we tend to go with mnemonics in our house. Just makes it a bit easier for you, especially since you came back from that hen do. You've not been right, if you don't mind me saying.
Oh, well, okay. I'll find a therapist. Although it does make it ironic that I've been trying to therapize these children. Yeah, no. I'll work on that as well. I just hope it hasn't been affecting the kids too much then.
Oh no, I don't think they've noticed too much. I think, apart from the fact that when Thorin brought home that puppy and you sort of lost it, but other than that, I don't think they've noticed anything at all. Speaking of which, that person over there shouting at the at the people who are attending the festival, do you think they're okay?
Well, there's one way to find out. I think we could make a new friend. And Hildy's just gonna sort of stride up to Milton and be like, "Oh, hi there. Just wanted to check in, see how you're doing. My name is Hildy. This is Norma. I still can't believe she's my wife. She's amazing. Anyway, happy Pride. You're yelling quite a bit, and we wanted to make sure that you're all right, because you're scaring some people half to death.
Oh, hi, honeys. Yeah, I'm just really stressed out. I'm a bit of a control freak. I apologize. Back home, I come from a circus, so I'm not a lot of orders established, or a lot of orders established, and I come to these events and there's no order, and I freak out, and then I think that I have to take charge, so I start freaking out, and then and he starts hyperventilating. Milton just starts hyperventilating. He's it's
sorry.
really overwhelming, and I can't.
What did you say your name was?
Oh, hi. Sorry. I'm Milton. Milton
I'm Norma. Come here. Come on. Come in for a hug. Hildy, help me with the hug. I'll do. You
betcha.
You do the back rub. Okay.
Milton just kind of goes in for a hug.
Yeah, you're basically in a Norma Hildy sandwich at this point, and you're not quite sure who. It's probably Hildy is just stroking your hair, and the whole thing is weirdly calming. Norma smells like apple pie.
Oh.
The whole thing is just so wholesome. It's generally and you can hear someone's making shushing sounds. You're sort of a bit enveloped. You've cut off a bit of the crowd so you can feel yourself calming. While all this is going on, there is actually a stage that's also been set up in another corner of the square, and Milton, over the sort of shushing and the hugging and stuff, you hear a voice that you recognize. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Madeira, as ever, everyone's favourite drag queen and leader of the House of the Never. At which point, the crowd are losing their shit. There is cheering, there is clapping, there is whooping. We are the Divine Circle, and we are here to get the party started and kick off the parade. First and foremost, though, I would like to introduce you to one of our very best acts, who is going to launch the parade. Our queen of queens, who is actually a king. I would like to introduce you, people of Waterdeep, to Thorin Bottom. And there is a massive cheer. Hildy, Milton, and Norma turn around, and they can see that everyone in Waterdeep is leaving. There are poppers going off. People have got some those little smoke bombs. There is glitter cannons left, right, and center. And a figure steps onto this stage. Will you please take over from here, Mags?
Yes. You see appear on the stage Thorin Murbottom, the drag king extraordinaire. This is Mags with a little bit of disguised self magic, but she does have her own beard, being a dwarf, and her act is sort of just a striptease, whilst she very seductively eats a pomegranate. So she's in a sort of something similar to this. So it's like a kind of like there's juice and there's pomegranate seeds, and then like they're topless, and Thorin has a lyre, and they're singing. It's a whole thing. It's a whole situation. Like maybe if it's like think of like a Trixie Mattel gig, but like a boy.
Yeah.
Milton just kind of like turns to Norma and he's like, "Am I into this? I don't
know. But I've never seen anyone do a striptease through a beard. It's every time they flash a nipple through the it's very impressive.
Honestly, like I'm into it. I don't know how I feel per se, but it is entrancing to see someone eat a pomegranate while stripping.
Yeah.
It does work. It's working.
I mean, it is working. Also, I'm curious. I can see that they're wheeling on a 14-foot pomegranate. So I'm very curious about what they're going to do with the 14-foot pomegranate.
Well, my initial reaction was to think that maybe it was just an enlarged pomegranate and they're going to have to devour the whole thing. But then I thought maybe someone's hiding in the pomegranate. And also, I mean, you do carpentry and all that sort of, thing. Like I've seen you make all kinds of crazy structures. Could you make a pomegranate like that? Do you think it's made of wood?
I mean, you could. It's a lot of plywood. It's probably a good. I mean, it's a lot of trees in that, to be honest, to get something that spherical. And then you cover it with canvas and paint. I don't know.
As you're discussing
Max.
the pomegranate, thanks, Sarah. The Thorin takes out Mags's Swiss Army sword, carves into this giant pomegranate with their bare hands, rips it open, juice everywhere, it's full flash dance, covered head to toe, and starts just like full like Oprah Winfreying, like, you get a pomegranate and you get a pomegranate, and all the pomegranate seeds inside this massive pomegranate are also pomegranates. And
Milton just kind of moans.
Yeah, so then they're like covered in pomegranate juice and like dancing, and it's really hot. They've got like an 8-pack, and then just like throwing pomegranates at people. They randomly will pull someone out of the audience up onto the stage and be like dancing with them and like covering them in pomegranate. It's very like sexually threatening and appealing at the same time. Like you don't know if you're scared or aroused.
Yeah, and the rest of the drag queens from the Divine Circle, including Madeira, come out, and they're all like smothering themselves in sort of like pomegranate fruit juice and stuff. It's the whole thing is like very in the way that you mentioned flash dance. It sort of simultaneously should be sexy, and yet somehow, it's just people covering themselves in pomegranate. As this is
like in a hot way.
In a hot way. It's sexy, but not sexy, but in a hot way. that weird grey area. And as all this is going down, sorry, I've just seen everyone's chat. Stop it. As this is all going down, you guys hear like there's a drum, and then there's a sound of bugle, and the crowd parts in front of the stage, and sort of clears a really substantial passageway, and the parade starts. So at the front of it, there is the Waterdeep band, who are members of the Watch, and they kind of join the Watch to be in the bands, and then sometimes like do some Watch stuff, but mainly they're there for the band, and they're really, really good, and they're all there in their really polished armor. They're looking really, really hot, and they're there and they're playing, and they're like such a good band. They're like, and they kind of like march through the square and clear the way, and then the real parade starts. Overhead, the Griffin cavalry do a flyby, and behind the Griffins there is a rainbow, behind every griffin. And in front of you is the children's parade. So this is like community groups and children and young people. Hildy, you notice the young silver dragonborn that you spoke to earlier and his group of friends. They've all like gone in, they've got face paints, they've obviously signed up and they're having a great time. They found some flags somewhere. They clearly don't entirely know what the flags are. Like one of them appears to be waving the flag of Faerun that they've obviously picked up somewhere, but it's a flag, it's fine, they're having a lovely time. And they march by, and then comes the pride. Now the pride is famous throughout Torrell because what it is, it's a collection of dirigibles and puppets and automa that are created by the Guilds of Waterdeep. So at the front, we have the lion leading the pride, this massive mechanical puppet that kind of it's like 2 or 3 stories high to give you context, but it moves really, really lifelikely. You can see that there are people kind of like operating the legs, very skilled puppeteers, and they kind of like come past. Then there is the bee, which kind of like flies by. It's an automaton. There are clapping wings. You can hear them, like, and you can hear the creak of the clockwork as it goes by. And then follows the rest of them. The alligator is a dirigible. The chimpanzee is like this clockwork puppet thing that's pretty cool. Like it appears to be moving completely on its own. Again, massive. All these things are absolutely huge. There is an incredible butterfly that appears to be made out of like lights and silk, and that kind of like floats past. There is the porpoise, which, you know, you get the sense has some sort of magic behind it, and it almost like you can almost hear it like move through the water as it moves past you. And then finally comes the LGBT Rex, which is the biggest of all of these kind of like automata and puppets, and it kind of like stops and it does that thing that kind of like shit CGI things does, where it's like roar! So like every few meters it like roars at some kids and people like scream and laugh, and it's really, really joyful. And all of this is accompanied by more flares, more flashing lights, like magical rainbows everywhere. Like someone is like spending a lot of magic on this parade, but everyone is having such a good time. There are vendors around you selling like candies and drinks and beer, and everyone's having a really lovely time. However, Norma and Milton and Hildy, what you become aware of is the fact that there is like some shouting going off, just like on one side of you.
Is it like hostile shouting?
I mean, sort of for nothing, I'll tell you, it sounds like people having a bit of an argument.
Hildy is going to turn to Norma and be like, okay, I think I'm gonna go investigate what's going on over there. Not because I want to get involved in anything, but quite frankly, sometimes when there's a fight, it's because it's one of the kids. I love how spirited they are, but I just want to make sure that whatever's going on over there doesn't involve them, okay?
Okay, I'll stay here with the rest of the kids, and we'll watch the rest of the play. We won't go anywhere. We'll stay exactly here, but you'll be able to find me.
Milton
Okay.
just kind of like turns to Norma and he's like, should I go with Hildy or should I stay here with you?
Do you know what? I'd really like it if you would go with her. Like, I love her, but she has a way of like, how should I put this, Doc? She has a way of escalating a situation that she doesn't entirely mean to, but you know, sometimes things just, I think it's a height.
Oh yeah, don't worry.
It's not
don't
her
worry,
temperament. Yeah. People just see a very large person and they think, do you know what? This is a fight.
You know, it's fine. I'll go. I'm super good at like de-escalating situations, so don't worry. Like I got this. They got this. And Milton just kind of like flip-flops all the way back to where Hildy is and follows her.
Mag, so you have come off stage and you can also hear the fighting. It's not actually that far from you.
Mags will now in normal Mags sort of dwarf form. They managed to prestidigitation away all the pomegranate. so they are no longer sticky and a bit gross.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're still sticky and a bit gross in a different way. Mag is going to go to investigate what the ruckus is, because nothing gets in the way of pride.
Awesome.
Oops.
So,
Whoops. Sorry.
Oops.
Emily fucking the OBS up again. All right.
Good. I don't even know what
actually
happened,
though,
so.
in some ways it was serendipity because my Google main page background is pomegranates.
Oh wow. Google heard us. Google's like, we need to get in on this.
Google's always listening.
Google
was
knows.
like, oh, here's what I found about pomegranates, and just
This just makes me want to shout, hey Google, pomegranate. See what happens to everyone who's got a Google Home.
Stop listening to us, Google.
Serves you right, Google. Hey Google, strap on.
oh no.
Anyway, so the three of you approach, and there is a bunch of so actually the guys you saw earlier who were sort of like oiled up and lifted up the young person to put the crown on, they're all like super beefy bear types. They're all like very oiled. They're basically dressed as like your stereotypical barbarian, like tiny like budgie smugglers made out of fur, like huge thighs, all of that kind of shit, like thong sandals. In most ways like conventionally hot, but as you approach you become aware that they're kind of like swaying slightly. And they appear to have started on another small group of also very drunk male humanoids of varying shapes and sizes. And there's basically some sort of altercation going on between them.
Mag strides straight into this group of men. And just tells me, hey, guys, what's the problem?
Hey, out of the way, dwarf. We want to fight these people because these people said that I had socks down my budgie smugglers, and I definitely do not. This is all my own work.
Well, I mean, maybe you should just prove it.
Okay. At which point, the very large male human that you've just asked to prove it, basically pulls down his budgie smugglers, and he does that thing so they're around his ankles. And what is presented to you is, I mean, if we were being kind, we would say it was unconventionally shaped. At which point, one of the guys on the other side is like, oh my God, like, can you see what I see? And like, it looks like a mushroom hiding in a ciabatta.
Not the mushroom hiding in a ciabatta.
We've all been there, babe. We've all been there.
Milton kind of like has gotten close enough to like hear what's been going on, and so he his view of the dick has been covered by Mags, who's like standing in front of the guy. So Milton just kind of like does a front flip, lands in front of the two gays who are being mean to this guy, and he's like, "Listen here, you little bitch! I don't care what that looks like." And then he turns and he's like, "Oh my God, it does look like a mushroom hiding in a ciabatta."
Oh my God, I know, right? Like, I mean, last time I saw anything like that, it was when my dog was having surgery. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like, okay.
No, but like, are you okay? And he turns to like the guy with the dick. He's like, "Are you okay? Like, is that normal? Like, is that okay?"
What are you saying? Are you saying that I'm not normal? What is normal? Can I remind you what we're here is to celebrate the absence of any kind of normal?
No, but like, are you in pain? Because that looks painful. That's what I'm asking.
No, I'm not in pain.
Okay,
Why the
well,
fuck
like,
would you say I'm in pain? Like,
I-
who are you to say what a normal penis
well, you're
should
really
look like?
drunk right now. You're really drunk right now. So, like, I would
I'm
say
not
that, like,
drunk.
you should be in pain.
I've only been drinking for 15 hours.
Yeah, that's drunk. Hun. I hate to bring it to you, but that's...
Hildy kind of wanting to either cut the tension or just like divert a little bit is just gonna sort of pipe up from, you know, kind of like the edge of the group, like, you know, once I saw a penis that was shaped like a corkscrew.
Oh, yeah, then you're fine. Like, if she saw a corkscrew penis, then you should be fine. Like, it's...
I'm sorry.
Fine.
Are you not hearing me? Like, it's not okay in any way, shape, or form to cast judgments on people's genitals.
No, we're not passing judgment on
Sir,
you.
I'm sorry, what's your name?
I mean, it's Kaino.
Kaino,
Oh.
okay. And Hildy's gonna be like, Kaino, is it okay if I put my hand on your shoulder?
I
No,
think she was gonna say shoulder.
absolutely. In no way can you touch me, because I don't know if you noticed, but I'm standing here naked in a crowd.
That is okay,
feeling
and that is why
slightly
I
vulnerable.
asked. I respect your boundary, and yes, I can see how it is. Look, we do want to celebrate all kinds of penises. Have you ever been to a penis museum? Because I have, and they are fascinating. You can see every kind of penis under the sun. And there are so many kinds of penises under the sun, yours included. You're right, this is for celebrating that. And yours is well, yours is great. I mean, I'm not saying that in a way that I'd want it personally, but it is wonderful as a member that is attached to you. So.
Okay, firstly, you are not my type in any way, shape, or form. There are various things which, you know, like, yeah.
Right back at ya. Yeah.
Where I'm really concerned. Where are they getting these penises from? Because this sounds an awful lot like male castration to me.
Great point. And honestly, something I probably should have asked more questions about, but it sort of seemed like, you know, when you go to the museum and you just see all sorts of like animals or plants and you think to yourself, ah, yes, and you never question it. It was like that, but with dicks.
Okay. Can all of you roll me a perception check, please?
I got another nat 20. So that's
Not this,
23
girl.
and
Oh my god.
Another voicemail to someone.
Send it to Andrea.
Yeah,
Okay.
Andrea.
Oh, okay, sorry. All right, okay, so, we're at this party, and we're just sort of talking about penises. Have you ever been to a penis museum? Honestly, for obvious reasons, I'm a bigger fan of the Vagina Museum, but it's not because, you know, I like, it's not a sexual thing necessarily. It's more that, like, they go into the history of sort of what it was like to have a vagina through the ages, and it's a very complex and interesting one. And boy, oh boy, am I glad to have a vagina not in, like, the 1600s. So, anyway, I hope you're good, and have a great day.
What year is it in Waterdeep?
I don't know.
I mean, it's like, yeah, it's like 13th century.
Honestly, like,
fine.
literally, I was thinking of the Vagina Museum in Camden, and it just got to be too concrete in my brain.
It's just become too real. We've moved into a weird world. So I've got a 13, a 23. Max, what did you roll?
Oh, I got a 13.
Oh,
I also got
excellent.
13.
Milton and Max, you notice nothing.
I'm still looking at the penis. I'm still looking at. I'm like,
everyone is too distracted by this penis, rightly or wrongly.
Max has never
it's
seen a
also
penis
fascinating.
before.
Fair, completely fair. Like this for you, this is an educational and anatomical experience as a drag king, and you're wondering if you need some sort of like prosthetic to really round out the look.
Yeah, I feel like what I've been using just isn't adequate at this point.
And really cheer barter in a button mushroom. Like you could easily replicate this. Hildy, what you notice is one of the bitch gays has like edged round and is like reaching their arm up between Kano's legs and is about to like grab and yank everything back.
Can I ooh. Interesting. So do I have enough time to just sort of yell to Kano to get out of the way? Like that someone's trying to grab him?
If you roll a persuasion check and you get over a DC 14, you can do it.
Okay. All right. Persuasion. That is a 16.
Yeah,
nice.
Excellent. So yeah, what did you yell?
Oh, that asshole's trying to grab you between the legs.
Kano does that thing like if they were a character sheet, their intelligence wouldn't be that high. And so Kano does that thing where they like look through their legs and they see this like hand coming up between their thighs, and before you know it, as quick as a flash, they have punched between their legs and they have smacked this like dick hole really hard in the face.
Period, as he
and
should.
Suddenly,
not his actual dick hole.
Not his actual dick hole.
Right.
He has a person as a dick hole.
A very low attack roll. It's like Kano smashed his own dick hole, or like for an over 20 he smashes the other person's dick hole, and then this whole thing ends differently. No, out of suddenly around you, like all hell breaks loose. It's one of those things where like, you know, the horrible gay tries to hit Kano but accidentally hits the person next to them, the person next to them hits Kano, and suddenly all around the three of you there was just this massive brawl going on. And as the brawl goes on, suddenly there's like this mist which like covers this square and the area you're in, and suddenly you guys can't see anything. You can hear like the muffled sounds of like people punching each other without really being able to see much. But yeah, you are suddenly surrounded by a strange mist.
Well, is everyone else seeing that, or is it just me?
Yeah, the spooky mist has been spooky. And also, my wife is gonna kill me. There's so much fighting and I'm right in the middle of it. God damn it, not again.
Milton's just like, he's like grappling one of the mean gays and he's like punching him in the head. He's like, ah! He's like, I can't hear you guys, I'm fighting for my fucking life over here!
Well, and the main guy's just like, oh my god, it hurts so much. Stop it. This face is my money. This is the money maker, bro. Stop hitting my face.
Girl, if that's your money maker, then you're fucking broke, okay?
No, you're broke.
No, you're fucking broke. Get over here and talk that shit again, ho.
You're so broke that the Artificer's Guild couldn't put you back together if they wanted to.
Your mother shops at the Artificer's Guild, okay?
Your mother shops at fuck. At which point he just starts crying. And you are just smashing a crying mean gay in the face.
Amazing. This is everything Milton wanted. And more.
Happy pride.
Milton, as you bring your arm back for a moment, it feels like someone is holding onto your arm, and you turn around and it's like the mist has wrapped itself around your wrist and is trying to like hold you back.
Okay. Milton. Milton's just kind of like out of words. He's just like paralyzed in spot. Sorry.
Hildy, Mags, it's all right. You cough. Let's talk to someone else. Hildy, Mags, what are you guys doing?
Mags is trying to taste the fog. Like, you know how you taste the snow when you're a child. Mags is just like...
Okay, good. Visibility in this fog is really, really low. So fortunately, no one can see you trying to lick the fog.
What does it taste like?
I mean, I think this is a roll of some description. What role is tasting the fog? Let's call it a nature check. Mags, roll me a nature check.
18. What does that fog taste like, Sarah?
18. The fog tastes like sherbet and roses and like if someone melted, not that Skittles exist in Waterdeep, but if someone melted like Skittles all together, it would be like the flavor of all the Skittles.
Cool. Mags is into it and continues to tongue the fog.
Can you roll me can you very quickly roll me a what should I call this, can you roll me a dexterity check?
Save or
yeah, save please.
13.
So as you're sitting there licking, you get some sort of figure like staggers out of the crowd and like knocks you back, so that you like land on your bum quite heavily, but like you can still lick the fog if you wish. Hildy, what are you doing?
So Hildy is kind of going to try to get to somewhat like higher ground, somewhere where Hildy can just like mom the shit out of everybody, because Hildy's fairly confident that she can at least be loud enough to get some people's attention.
Okay, so basically where you're standing, it's a fairly flat square, like it's like a big open space in Waterdeep with a statue in the middle. There's the kind of like stage on the other side. There are buildings, but you can't necessarily see where they are, so you can make a stab at trying to like get to some of the buildings and see if you can climb up on them, or you could climb up on some people. Like, how would you like to try and approach this? You've got really limited visibility at this point in time.
In that case, I'm gonna switch gears a little bit, because I have a couple of sort of identify-ish things going on. I think, in fact, I would like to cast Identify. I'm touching the fog, so...
I love it. Identify. I'm just touching the fog. Let's have a quick look at the rules of Identify. You have to be able to touch it. I mean, can you ever touch fog? Discuss.
I mean, Mags is touching it with her tongue right now, so
I mean, yeah. Mags is licking the fog, so I suppose for consistency. I
You
obviously
can
have
touch fog, yes.
You can't touch fog.
Oh my God,
Is that the ruling?
I had a fucking like cough attack just now. I was
Are you
coughing for the
alright?
last 10 minutes. I'm good. I'm much better. But COVID sucks. Don't get COVID, y'all. Just wear a
Don't get
mask.
COVID.
And stay home.
That's really sad. So let's have a look. Choose an object you must touch throughout the casting of the spell. If it is magic or some other magic, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement to use or how many. See, I'm not sure if weather counts as an object.
Uncle Thing just said you can touch it, but you can't grapple it, which makes sense because it's fluid. It's air.
Can't touch this. I mean, I would say because it's a weather condition.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that you can't really touch it. It would be a bit like touching rain. Like I think it's not solid. Identify object is really meant for
Purple rain, purple rain.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, unless
In
you're
that
deity, you can
case,
do this.
may I cast detect magic?
You may cast. Sorry, my earphones have just died for some unknown reason. You may cast detect magic. That's probably a more sensible spell. I'll say as well that last spell casting.
We just
have
got a
a
raid.
raid! Thank you, Gilded Troll! Oh my goodness, thank you.
Hi.
Welcome, welcome.
Welcome.
Happy Pride.
Happy
Yes.
Pride, friend. This is Critical Drinking. We are a bunch of girls, gays, and theys who are currently celebrating Pride through the medium of TTRPG. Let me try that again.
TTRPG.
TTRPG and wine.
TTRPGs.
Too much
TTRPGs.
wine. And we're currently in Waterdeep at the Pride Parade, where a fight has broken out over one man's strangely shaped genitalia, and a strange mist has descended on the fight, and now no one can see what is going on, if we're honest. So Hildy is she's tried to identify objects, but we've ruled that mist is not really an object per se. However, she is going to use detect magic, and we're going to find out if there is any magic involved. Have you actually cast detect magic?
Oh,
Is that something is that a thing you've actually done?
So here's the thing. It just says as ritual, and there's no like spell slots. I don't know if it's just because I'm a warlock.
Yeah. Casting time 1 action plus 10 minutes. Okay, excellent. So Hildy starts casting detect magic. Can you describe what your kind of like spell casting process for detect magic looks like?
Sure. So Hildy just sort of sits down on the ground and goes, "Okay, I'm feeling things. What am I feeling?" And then starts humming Raspberry Beret, sort of like for a little bit. That's her casting process. And really, just I think if I were to compare just the warlock situation to something in like like occultism that doesn't have to do with D&D, I would say she's definitely rolling on a more chaos magic kind of ritual angle. The rules are a little wibbly wobbly.
Mags, what you're aware of is there's someone basically sitting next to you singing to themselves.
Mags joins in.
Thank you.
So there's 2 people in the middle of a massive fighting crowd at a pride parade.
While singing while joining, like using the humming for like accompaniment, Mags is just gonna be like, raspberry beret, and cast calm emotions on the group of people who are fighting.
Oh, awesome. What's the radius of calm emotions?
It is a 20-foot radius sphere,
Nice.
so 40-foot
Yeah.
diameter.
So the square is a hell of a lot bigger than 20 foot,
Yeah.
but like people
But the
immediately
core-
around you, including say like Milton and Hildy and like Norma is probably just within that.
Well, I can pick a point. It doesn't have to be me, so I can pick a point
Oh.
up to 60 feet away.
Where
So like
do you,
wherever
do you
the
wanna
core
pick?
of the fighting seems to be, I'd like it to go burst
I
out.
mean, let's be honest, guys. The core of the fighting, because of various decisions that one person made. The core of the
Yeah.
fighting is largely around you.
I pick Milton as the center point of this.
God fucking damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So yeah, Milton and Hildy and Norma is just at the edge of the 20 foot, so she's probably about 20 foot away from you.
Mhm.
There is like a sort of like sudden pacification, and lots of people find themselves doing that thing where they're like punching someone and they're not really sure why they were punching them. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh man, I'm like really sorry. I don't really know why I was punching you. It's just everyone else started punching. And like you can hear people around you like apologizing, like, oh bro, like I'm so sorry, like I totally didn't mean to do that. And like various people like apologizing or like having confused conversations. Milton, you find yourself with your arm in the air, being clutched by like a ring of mist, suddenly like calmer. What do you do?
Milton just kind of like looks up at the fog and he's like, oh my god, like what the fuck was I doing just now? I'm hitting a sister. Like, that's not okay. And then he just like turns to the person he was punching and gives him a hug.
Yeah. Mags calls out, hey guys, it's Pride. Make love, not war. Everybody
Period.
just...
Period.
Super,
Milton just
super
snaps.
cute.
Consent is important, but like, you know, kiss a bro.
Oh, that's so cute. Like everyone around you, and like you can't really see them because the fog is still obscuring you. Milton, what you notice is the moment you're like, fuck, why was I fighting? And it's Pride, like the mist unwraps itself from your hand and like kind of like disperses a little bit. Hildy, during all of this process, like everyone going like, why am I fighting, man? This is Pride. This is so lovely. We're supposed to all be friends and like loved up and like, yeah, fuck it, let's go and get a drink. You've managed to cast not identify objects, wrong thing.
Detect magic.
Detect magic. And what you have learned, how to explain this? So the mist around you, you've got like mentally, you've got the same flavors. If your brain was a tongue, right, you have the same flavors that Mags has already got. And as you look around, you notice that there is a figure in the sky, like an outline of a figure in the sky, and it's sort of like moving through the mist, and as it moves through the mist like condenses specifically around it. And the reason you've noticed it is because when the mist was wrapped around Milton's arm, where the mist was around his wrist, it was actually like the outline of this figure. It was like their hand holding his wrist back. And that when he like apologized, like the hand released the mist. Like there is something, from your interactions with the prince, that deities can appear in certain ways, and it's not always as like a humanoid figure. like they can choose the way that they appear. And there is something about this mist which is not like it's not a geological occurrence.
Hildy is going to turn to Mags and be like, this mist is taking me back to that time that I was ice fishing on Lake Minnetonka. And that was one of my initial, like, interactions with Prince, And so I'm wondering if this might be, like, a deity of some sort, because, I've not seen anything like that before in a while.
I mean, it just kind of reminds me of the magic mist when I smoke the magic leaves,
Yeah, I know. Hildy has no idea.
Yeah, oh, your fellow leaf friend. Awesome.
Oh,
awesome. We
yeah.
should maybe we should like have a chat later with your wife.
That sounds good.
You've moved away from the fellow twink that you were punching in the face. And can you roll me a dex check, please?
Yes, I can. Hold on. Okay, hold on 1 second.
A dex saving throw, please. Just be.
Oh, a saving throw. Throw. Okay. So that is an 18.
Okay, excellent. For 18, you catch your feet on Hildy. And you basically do one of those really impressive forward rolls, which brings you up like kneeling the other side of Mags. So you've successfully, like, you fell forward, you kind of like crossed over both of them, and then are kind of like kneeling down. So you are now privy to the conversation that they're currently having about leaves.
Like, I don't have a lot of experience with leaves because I'm not a smoker. But if I were, like, I'd definitely be down to, like, have this conversation with you guys as well about leaves and stuff.
Oh, hey, I mean, you're not, like, the usual kind of person that I'd smoke leaves with. But,
what's that supposed to mean?
It's pride, so, like, I guess I'm down to clown.
Okay.
I talked to a pigeon earlier. And I think I can make it work that we can talk to some leaves. And they have a lot of good insight, I hear.
I bet they would have a lot to say for themselves.
Someone in chat, when you've got a second, can you roll me a d20 and give me the number? Thank you.
This can't be good, is it? Can it? Nope, it's probably
Is it
not
to
good
see if we all just, like, get high and have an orgy? Because that's definitely where Max wants us to go.
That's the denouement. Stop preempting stuff. No, as you guys are all as you guys are all chatting, suddenly, sort of, if you imagine you guys were facing the direction of the parade, right, and the parade was moving across to you, so it's moving from right to left, and the pride was just about kind of like the last creature, which was the LGBT Rex, was just moving away from you as the fight broke out. And suddenly you hear a roar, and then you hear screaming.
I don't think that sounds good.
Can we see anything? Because it's still misty.
Still misty.
We hear a roar and screaming.
Mm-hmm.
Can Milton just try to, like, do a dexterity check or an athletics check and try to climb up to the top of the statue to see?
You would need to cross the parade to get to the statue. Okay. You're welcome to try that, though.
Yeah, I will definitely try that, though. That's the only thing I can do.
Mag,
is that acrobatics or athletics?
If someone moves out of well, I mean, it's a good 50-60 foot away. Like, this square is really massive. This is like Trafalgar Square size. So just for, like, rough context, Max, what happens if someone moves out of your sphere of calming? Does it say?
I don't think that. I mean, it only lasts up to a minute anyway, so everyone's just kind of chilled out, and then it's like
Yeah.
fine.
Excellent. Everyone's just automatically chilled.
Yeah.
So Milton, yeah, you're gonna have to. You can start moving towards the statue. Your movement is going to be massively impaired because you can't see where you're going, and there's shitloads of people. So it's going to take you a good sort of 10-15 minutes to move towards the statue.
Would that be acrobatics or athletics?
That would just be movement.
Okay.
Because Mags has sort of warmed to these guys, she is going to cast Bardic Inspiration on Milton and just like do a little, just like, oh, Milton, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Milton. Milton. Oh, Milton, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Oh, Milton.
Oh my God.
And you can now add, what is it at this level? Bear with. 1d8 to any roll you would like.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Let's see. 16. Milton and Max, you each get hit with like 8 pellets of pigeon shit.
What?
Hildy, you don't get hit by anything.
Do we take damage?
Aw.
No, you're just covered in pigeon shit.
Covered in pigeon shit. Great.
Amazing. Love to see it.
Mags prestidigitations that off, but not off Milton.
No. Well,
just
Milton's
Mil-
already moving away from you.
Yeah,
across
I
the
mean,
square
too.
at this point in time.
I tried. Oh, sorry.
I hate you guys. Oh my God. This feels homophobic. It's not, but it feels homophobic.
It's not homophobic. It's just twinks who work in circuses. What kind of discrimination is that? Workplace.
So wait, I just realized something. If I'm crossing through the parade, does that mean that I'm getting closer to the screens?
No, there's like you're going through. You don't entirely know what bit of the parade you're walking through, but I mean the whole thing is kind of like dispersed. There are lots of people kind of like blindly staggering about. Like you keep getting people either pushing you or like reaching for you. Or, do you know what I mean? Like these, like no one knows what's going on, and the kind of the shouting and the noises are roughly equidistant. You're sort of walking in a straight line.
Okay, instead of walking, can I just kind of like do front flips and back flips on people's heads? So
Well,
like
you
I'm just
can't-
kind of like
Normally you could, but you can't see.
true.
So like you can try that. You would be performing at disadvantage.
You know what? Yeah, let's go. Let's do that. Acrobatics or athletics?
Okay. So to cross the square, I would want 4 acrobatics rolls at disadvantage, and you would
Okay.
need to get a DC, let's call it a DC 17 or more to successfully cross without hurting yourself or anyone else.
Okay. So that's a nat 20,
Okay.
Hey!
14, 9, 12, 23, 9, 15. How many is that?
numbers.
Yeah,
So,
how many is that? I feel like
So
I've done
what did I say? 4, so you would have had to roll 8 times. But I mean, to be honest, like the first roll you actually fail, because even though you rolled a nat 20, your like disadvantage means that you rolled
Yeah.
a 9.
yeah.
So actually what you do is that you like jump and leap and you spin in the air. It's like super impressive. And you sort of like reach down with your hands hoping that there's someone there, and actually you just end up like swan diving into solid pavement, and someone steps on you and you take 3 points of damage,
God damn it. Okay.
because now as well you've created a little bit of panic around you because people don't know what that was that was like flying in the air towards them. So like you just freaked people
Fucking
the
fair.
fuck out, and
Fucking
you're
fair.
also covered in pigeon shit, so you're not necessarily fully recognizable. Like you're just this like vaguely slimy person. So, a little bit of a fail there.
God damn it.
Also-
Okay, I'm trying to be useful, but it's not useful when I can't see.
And in lieu of drinking, I'm going to do my requisite nonsense voicemail, but this is going to be my roommate.
Are they aware
Okay.
of Hildy's existence?
They're vaguely aware of Hildy's existence. They've heard a bit about the stream. So, basically, I just wanted to let you know that it's a good idea to befriend pigeons, as it turns out. It is very handy. And honestly, though, you're a vegan and you work for a vegan organization, so I suppose treating animals with respect and kindness is sort of already like your thing that you do. But yeah, it goes well with pigeons. There we go.
I mean, it goes well with pigeons should be a new t-shirt. We need it. It goes well with pigeons. Hug a pigeon.
Sorry for speaking over your voice, Emily. That fucking sucked.
No.
That was amazing.
No, that was perfect. I like that, like, because there's something about the additional chaos of like multiple voices happening on a voicemail that is my favorite thing. I love when I get like voicemails from my grandpa, because he'll be like, hello, and then you hear like 7 other people in the background like, David, put the phone down, put it down.
Amazing. Yes.
Wow, I feel like this is going to become more and more chaotic as the evening goes on. So while Milton face plants into a pavement and is being trampled on by various screaming people, anyone else doing anything, or are we just like chilling?
I mean, okay, so we had a roar, we had some screams. What can we hear now? Since Milton's gone off, we're just like, oh yeah, he's got this. But
you can hear a lot more roaring. There are different kinds of roars. There's a sort of like a kind of like noise.
Right.
I'm trying to think. There's like some chomping. There's a sort of like
there's a dolphin,
noise, like a monkey noise, like a kind of thing. Yeah, there's like a whole menagerie of noises and a whole shitload of screaming going on.
So the statues came to life? Question mark.
Yeah, it's my assumption. I'm just gonna turn to her like, hey, you said that you spoke to that pigeon earlier?
Oh yeah.
Well, I can hear like loads of different animals, and I was like wondering if you could like go have a chat with them and tell them to like harsh their like they're harshing my buzz and then they need to just like mellow.
Oh. Well, I'm sure they're not doing that intentionally. Let me check to see if I can still do that without having to cast it again.
I believe it's 30 minutes. I think 30 minutes is kind of like roughly gone by, considering like we've had a whole chunk of parades, like someone's done a burlesque act with a pomegranate.
That was
Yeah,
at least
that's
30 minutes,
fair.
just the act, to be honest.
So Hildy's gonna be like, oh, I got this. Oh, it's gonna be great. Okay, I just need 10 minutes. And she is going to this time just like look around and find a pigeon feather, and this one she'll be standing and just kind of like holding the pigeon feather. She'll start humming some more songs by Prince. So
Nice.
I need to learn to name more. So humming Purple Rain.
Right.
Max joins in, obviously.
Cool. So what happens when you've hummed Purple Rain?
Just holding the feather and kind of waiting until I start to be able to understand what the pigeons are saying. And definitely getting a little impatient around 1.5 times singing the song, just sort of like, but it's part of it. So
yeah. I mean, if you choose a deity, you are very much subject to their hymns. Let's be honest. So that's why you have to be careful about your deities. So are you talking directly to the pigeons, or are you just looking to like understand what's going on with them?
I think what I would prefer to do is sort of hear if they're saying anything as they're kind of just flying around first. And then if either nothing's clear or if they say something, I want to sort of get more information on follow-up.
Okay, yeah. Excellent. So you hear a lot of like, fuck me, I can't see anything. Then you hear like a smack and like a squeaky sound, which you suspect is the sound of a pigeon hitting the window that it can't see. Then there's like some more like hooting and people just going like, where are you? I can't find you. Like, what the fuck's going on? You hear one pigeon saying, I'm over here by the, and then it's like rapidly cut off as they clearly buy something that then like means that they cease to be able to communicate in any way, shape, or form. And then finally through the cloud, like you hear Ian, who you were talking to earlier. He's like, yeah, so turns out there's this giant moth thing that appears to be like zapping people. And then you hear like, oh god, it's seen me! Oh
no! So Hildy's just gonna be like, Ian! Oh my god! Cut all the birds. You're nice, and I want you to be safe. So maybe land on the ground first.
Okay. As you say that, you've got your arms held out, and so basically what happens is hundreds of pigeons like come towards the sound of your voice is the only way they can locate anything, and the next thing you know, you're just covered in pigeon. Like you are basically wearing pigeon armor at this point. Like they're all over your arms, they're all over your head. Like Hildy, as we know, is like massive. She's super tall. You're basically like a statue in a square in central London. You are 90% pigeon.
Mags turns to her and just goes, oh, I guess this is what it sounds like when pigeons cry.
Oh, you are a hoot and a half. And then Hildy's gonna be like, no, but seriously, there seems to be some sort of moth-type creature that is zapping all the pigeons.
Oh.
Yeah.
That sounds kind of gnarly.
Couldn't agree more. I'm just glad that I could be a place of safety for all of them. Hey, Ian, are you in here?
Suddenly, like you hear a sound of crying, and there's another pigeon who like hops up the line of pigeons so that they're by your ear, and they're like, I think whatever got everyone, like I think Ian might be a victim of the flying moth thing, because I can't locate him. I've tried a bit of echolocation. It's just not working.
Oh, I hope that that's not so. He was a really nice fella.
Oh, he was lovely. He do you know what? It's because of him that I got off the bread, because do you know what I mean? It had just been really bad for my diet, and I was feeling very low, and it turns out that actually I'm massively gluten intolerant. So do you know what? Getting out of the bread as a pigeon has been completely life-changing for me.
Oh my goodness. You know, I had no idea that pigeons could be gluten intolerant. That's really smart.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. What's your name, by the way?
Oh, I'm Hildy. Hi, everyone. I'm Hildy.
Hi, Hildy. I'm Norma. This is Bill. This is Frank. Like, and she basically goes along with about 400 pigeons. They all look the same.
Okay, I'm bad with names, but we're gonna see what we can do to take care of the moth that's trying to kill all the pigeons. Really, my first instinct is to try to find a place to get these pigeons to safety. Mags, is there, somewhere...
The fact that you are surrounded by screaming people and there is some sort of, like, fight clearly still happening all around you.
I forgot about that.
Monster noises, and you're like, let's worry about the pigeons.
I mean,
not to game this at all, but just to remind you.
Maybe like the statue could like look after them. I don't, or like, oh, tell them to go to the big pomegranate. There's still some left. They can all go and just nom down on some palm. Tell them to nom the palm.
As always, brilliant. I'm right on board with you. You have the best ideas. So, okay. Hey, pigeons, we're gonna go to the pomegranate. You can nosh on it if you want, or just have that be a place where, you know, you can stay put and stay safe. We're gonna try to deal with the monster. And hey, this sucks for everyone involved, and I'm sorry.
No worries. I mean, if you can point us in the direction of the pomegranate, we can go that way. I mean, if you wanted, we could carry you, and you could hide in the pomegranate with us. I mean, there's thousands of us literally clinging on to you. I feel like enough pigeons, we could carry anybody, but only one of them.
Hey, I mean, you go without me. I can totally, like, I can go see what this moth is doing. Like, you've got your children to think about, you know? I'm alone.
Oh, shit, I have kids here, too. Fuck.
At which point, your sending stone starts vibrating.
Hold on. And she's gonna grab the sending stone.
And there was a voice message, which is like, hello, love. I know you went off to see what happened to the fight. Little bit concerned that the moment you went off to see what was happening with the argument, the whole thing seemed to blow up, and then a strange mist seemed to descend on everything. So what I've done is I've scooped up all the children, including ours, or as many of ours as I can find, and I've tried, you know, I've taken them all to the gazebo. So there's about me and 300 children in a gazebo, but it's absolutely fine. Don't worry. I'm sure we'll find their parents eventually. I am slightly concerned that there's a lot of screaming coming from your general direction. So if you could just let me know if you're all right, Duck, and hopefully I'll catch up with you in a bit.
I'll send my response message to somebody. Who do you think? Sasha again? Or
anyone?
Anyone.
Anyone.
Okay, my friend Abby. I just was like, who have I texted recently? My friend Abby.
I feel like by the interval you're gonna have so many messages from people going, are you okay?
Oh, thankfully they already know I'm not. So there we go.
I've been drinking electrolytes this whole time. I haven't even been counting how many nat 20s you've had. I have no concept of what to do about
crazy. This. Okay, hi there. So good to hear from you. I am glad you got the kids just out of the way and are taking care of them. Oh, it stopped recording. Hold on. Okay, hey there. I'm really glad that you got the kids to safety. That is really important to me. Makes me feel so much better, especially since the fight broke out. It didn't have anything to do with me, but it did have to do with the shouty man. Anyway, once that all kicked off, then the pigeons started becoming my friend in a very intense way. I have about 400 pigeons all over my body. So as you can see, sort of, that definitely was a distraction when it came to getting to all of the kiddos. But if they're fine, I'll try to like help kill the monster if it needs to be killed, or maybe it just needs to be reasoned with. Ooh, and don't forget Soren's hockey stick. It's in his duffel bag. So if, you know, he needs to take a swing at anything, you give him that hockey stick. Soren's got it, and Shelly will find a way to light something on fire if it's threatening her. So, okay, just tell everyone I love them. I'll be back as soon as I can. Okay, bye!
Poor Abby. I'm actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was epic.
It's absolutely fine.
Oh.
This is absolutely fine. I have no concerns about any of this whatsoever. Milton, while all this has been going on, and you fell on the ground and got trampled, you've kind of like got yourself up and you're being, you know, when people are like running around you and you like spin and you sort of lose all sense of direction.
Yeah.
You have kind of like pushed yourself forward in the crowd towards the direction of the Lyra statue, or where you think the Lyra statue has been. However, you kind of like move out into a patch of this mist which is a lot thinner, and what you see above you is the LGBT Rex moving through the crowd, but there is no one working it. It is operating completely independently, and before your eyes you see like a griffin rider on like a griffin with like still with the rainbow flags streaming behind it. You see it fly towards the T-Rex, and as it flies towards the T-Rex like opens its mouth and roars and like snaps at it, and the griffin rider very narrowly avoids being chomped in half by a giant mechanical T-Rex. And then you kind of like see that the kind of like fog is getting clearer and clearer and clearer in front of you, and what you can see is a line of the Pride going all the way back to the Lion. None of them have anyone working them. There is no like clear magical operation, like there are no wizards or warlocks or sorcerers or anything like casting, like you can see visibly casting magic, but every single creature in the Pride is attacking the crowd.
Okay.
For fuck's sake. Okay.
Hildy and Mags, you don't know this yet.
Is there any way that I can like? Are any of the creatures like small enough for me to like kind of like grab them and like steer them away from the crowd?
No.
God damn it.
These are all massive creatures. Things like Macy's Parade inflatable Garfield size. They're all huge.
Okay, I have an idea. I'm gonna cast daylight right where I'm at. But like it's gonna be like a red light, so that anyone who sees the light knows that like it's danger. And I'm gonna cast it like straight above me, so that like
Roxanne.
What?
I said, all right, Roxanne.
Fuck you. So that Mags and Hildy can find me.
Okay, excellent. So you are casting an ominous red daylight.
Yes.
You thick fogs. Yeah, so you just made a lot of red mist. And I think having turned the mist red in a terrifying and ominous fashion, that is a perfect point to take a break.
God damn it.
Incredible.
Incredible. Thank you so much for the raid again, friends.
Yes. And I was like, what time is it? We'll be back at 21 minutes after the hour. Yeah? Sound good?
Yeah, perfect.
Delightful. All right. See you soon, everybody.
Bye.
glass and oh, the night is gone and so there's a light that leads into a world, a place to be unknown, discovered by my own. Raise your glass and sing along. So raise your glass, your home's where you belong. Feel the love, my brother, sing along. Celebrate and drinking all night long. Feel the earth moving. Just let it in and let it out. Into a new world. Raise a glass and oh, the night is gone and so there's a light that leads into a world, a place to be unknown, discovered by my own. Raise your glass and sing along. So raise your glass, your home's where you belong. Feel the love, my brother, sing along. Celebrate and drinking all night long. Feel the earth moving. Just let it in and let it out. Into a new world. sing along. So raise your glass, your home's where you belong. Feel the love, my brother, sing along. Celebrate and drinking all night long. Feel the earth moving. Just let it in and let it out. Into a new raise a glass and oh, night is gone and so there's a light that leads into a world, place to be unknown, discovered by my own. Raise a glass and sing along. So raise your glass, your home's where you belong. Feel the love, my brother, sing along. Celebrate and drinking all night long. Feel the earth moving. Just let it in and let it out. Into a new
Hello,
Hi, we're
friends!
back.
Thank you for sticking around. We are celebrating Pride on Critical Drinking. Hurrah! Happy Pride, everybody! And we are celebrating through the medium of D&D 5e, where we are at a Pride Parade in Waterdeep, which was going really well until Milton decided to get involved with an argument between a man with an oddly shaped penis and a group of rival mean gays. We find ourselves in the midst of a thick fog and a bunch of people screaming and what looks like the Pride, otherwise known as the kind of like usual highlights of the Waterdeep Parade, which have become animated under their own abilities, which, you know, not normal. Generally, puppets don't operate without people like puppeteering them. So that's unusual. Hildy the Goliath is reassured that her family, her wife Norma and her kids are safe, but she's covered in pigeon. Max, the drag queen king dwarf, who is now fully dressed, for which we're all quite grateful. And has spent a lot of time talking about weed, sort of like together, like trying to work out what to do next. Milton, the Asimar rogue, decided to try and make a break for it and climb up a statue, only to get trampled by the screaming crowd and take 3 damage. And finds themselves in the middle of a kind of like panicked crowd. They have lit a red light beacon, which, yeah, just makes me want to sing, but I'm not going to because no one needs that in their life. So yeah, we are in the middle of all hell breaking loose. Milton, when you cast the red daylight, that seemed to like spark something in a lot of people, and around you a lot of other kind of like lights and flares and all of that kind of thing go up, and there's an increasing amount of light, and then suddenly out of nowhere it starts to rain. Someone who's clearly gone, it's not purple. In case anyone is asking, it's just normal rain. Sorry. But it starts to rain, and the rain is clearing the mist very, very slightly. Hildy, you've still got detect magic, right?
Ooh. Great
That should still be
question.
active. I think it's 30 minutes off the top of my head.
Sorry. Duration 10 minutes.
10 minutes, yeah, it's enough. Like, you're just getting towards the end of your spell. Like, you're aware of all like these bursts of magical energy all around you as people like come to their senses and begin to realize that a lot of them are adventurers and they could probably do something about this. But you as well. So I pointed out that there was like a figure in the mist earlier, and as it starts to rain, you can see that there's like a dry spot, almost like the rain is bouncing off a figure that is like moving across the crowd. There is, and yeah, so this figure moving across like throughout the crowd, it's like kind of like walking through the air above everybody's heads, and it seems to be like pointing at stuff.
Well, I guess if the pigeons are still on Hildy, she might be like, you know what? There's something going on over there. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, over where exactly?
Oh, where there is no weather and there's someone pointing at things. I know you mentioned you could fly me places. I was hoping I could go just talk to them and see what's up.
I mean, we're pigeons, so you know we can't probably see what someone of your stature can see. But I mean, if you can point us in a general direction, we can probably do something about that.
Okay. So if I just sort of like gesture with my arms or something like that, you'll get the sense of it.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. So with that, Hildy, you feel like all the pigeons start like flapping in unison, and they're working really, really hard, and they manage to like get you about a foot off the ground. Because you're super heavy and they're just pigeons. They were massively overconfident. So basically what we now have is a Goliath a foot off the ground, sort of like moving very slowly in like a straight line and sort of occasionally shouting directions at a group of pigeons. And
I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean we'll accept anything at this point in time. And what happens is the sort of pigeons are sort of like, you can hear them, they're getting knackered, right? Because you're heavy. So you sort of go, oh, 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 oh. And you hear another one go, well, at least we're getting our flaps in for the day. And they're sort of like maneuvering you around a little bit, and you come face to face with so what you can see is effectively like an outline of like a humanoid of some description, and you are about level with their feet.
Perfect. Hildy is like a toddler going to grab their pant leg, or if they don't have pants, then their sock, and if they don't have socks, just tug on the whole foot. But really, what she wants is to tug the pant leg gently, but enough that it would make someone notice.
Yeah, you can't tell enough about like what they're wearing. You just get like a very vague sense of where something is. So like you reach out and you kind of like grip, and what you can feel under your hand is effectively it's like an ankle. Like you can feel bone and kind of like sinew, and you can feel it moving, and you see whatever it is try and like pull away from you, and then realize that you're holding onto like its ankle.
And Hildy's going to look up and be like, oh, hey, friend. So I'm a little confused about what's going on, and seeing as how you're in the anti-weather bubble, I thought you might have some thoughts or ideas about why this has suddenly descended into chaos. I just want everyone to have a good pride.
Hildy, can you roll a persuasion check, please?
Sure. Oh, that's a 9.
Oh, that's a 9. So you see the figure bend down, and it's kind of like roughly where you think its head would be is roughly adjacent to you and Norma the pigeon. And the voice says, if people want to ruin a celebration, then there are going to be consequences. And there's like a massive tug, and the foot is like wrenched out of your hand, and whatever it is like runs away from you and runs in the direction of what you can now see from your like vantage point, like, which is you can also see what Milton saw, which is all the creatures in the pride, which were like inflatables or like automata or puppets, are now animate in their own right. Like you can even see like there is a temple spire at the edge of the square, and there is a giant chimpanzee holding a woman clinging onto the temple spire.
Well, that's different. So I'm gonna say to the pigeons just like, okay, you can put me back on the ground now. You guys get a rest. You really, you earned frozen yogurt or something after that workout. Thank you. And Hildy's gonna make a beeline for Mags.
Excellent. So Mags, to the best of my knowledge, you're still sitting on the ground contemplating a rollie.
Yeah, I think so. Am I within 30 foot of this ghost person?
You cannot see the ghost person.
Oh, I never saw them.
No, the only
person,
I'm
just like, having the best
you guys
day.
You Mags and Milton, you have no idea that this thing exists because Hildy has never told you about its existence.
Oh, I love it. Oh no, I mean I don't know about the animals. I don't know about this ghost guy. I'm just chilling. I'm having the best time. I'm probably trying to like hit on some like half elf.
Yeah. So there's describe the half elf that you're trying to hit on for me.
Oh my god.
So she is like gorgeously like curvy.
Mm-hmm.
She has got long purple hair,
Yeah.
little pointy ears, just like really pretty, but a little bit like airy fairy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So the half elf is like clinging to you, going, oh my god, like I'm so sorry, but like I'm a model, and so I'm really worried about getting hit in the face. So you look like you could protect me. So
Don't worry, baby, I've got you.
oh my god, like thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. We can just like hang out here, or we can like go somewhere else that's a bit like quieter if you want.
Yeah, I mean, like, like I'm looking for my boyfriend, to be honest. So if you could help me find my boyfriend, that'd be really great.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. What does he look like?
He's about 6'2". He wears like he was one of the people in the parade thing, when they lifted up the child to like put the wreath on.
Right.
He was wearing like he was like dressed like a barbarian. Yeah, he's like buff.
Gay! He's gay!
Oh, right, cool. I mean, yeah, I guess they're bisexuals. So yeah, I think he was like over there somewhere. I don't know, like, yeah, I guess. Oh, I think my friend wants me. I'll be back. I'll totally be back.
Oh yeah, well you won't be too long because I
Oh
can't.
no, sure. No. I mean, it's fine. You'll be fine. Yeah, and I go see Hildy approaching and going. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, Hildy. Max runs up to you and is like, just looking distraught,
Heartbroken.
Emily needs a brief side note to say that destroyed me because someone tried to like ask me out and for my number during the Ealing riots. Like everything was on fire and this guy was like, hey, what are your digits or whatever. So anyway, so that whole
Max is a weird predator, but that's fine. So
yeah, just when that scene was going on, I was like, oh, I've been to this party. This party is weird.
Yeah, I didn't mean it to turn out this way, but I guess that's just like, it's just innate within me. My inner dude bro just wanted to get out. I'm sorry.
No, I love it. Like
I never got the chance to be a fuck boy, and like I'm married. I gotta like let me express.
Absolutely. No, I love it. Like it was, I'm saying like it was vivid and visceral enough that I was like, wow, okay. Anyway, sorry, back to, okay. Hi, Mags. I'm sorry. There's been a lot of developments. I want to tell you my theory on what's going on. Is that okay?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so, and maybe this is too like, conspiratorial, it all comes together, goes right to the top. But so I think the goddess who Illyria, is it Illyria like in 12th Night?
Lyria, not quite like 12th Night.
Lyria, pardon. Okay, so I think if you take a look and you see over yonder where there is no bad weather around a figure, pretty sure that's Lyria, and that this fog situation is because people are fighting. The fog has only appeared when people are fighting. She or they or he or however that figure identifies, they were, whatchamacallit? Oh, I lost my train of thought. Nope, it's back. They said that they just wanted everyone to have a good time, a good pride, and that they wanted this to be a good situation. So that's why I think the fog is related to the fighting.
I tried to like chill everyone out.
Can everyone roll me a religion check? Milton, you can roll with an advantage because you've been involved in this whole like setup and you were involved in the offering to Lyra.
I got 11.
15.
Got a 19.
Nice. So Mags and Hildy, you know that Lyra is like the adopted LGBTQIA deity in Warstoop, that they are all about freedom and joy. And you get a vague feeling that maybe there's like some, like you have a vague memory of something about them being like, if they're into joy, there's something about the opposite. Milton, what you remember is that like, yes, they're freedom and joy, but like they have zero time and give zero shits about anyone who interrupts a celebration in any way, shape, or form, or like reigns on people's ability to have a good time. Right? To the point where they have in the past, according to kind of like legend, been responsible for like taking quite small fracas and turning them into like basically wars.
Also, I just appreciate the irony of them literally raining on the parade.
So now that I'm aware that the thing is there, the person thing is there, how far away are they?
You can't see them.
I still can't see them.
Because you don't have detect magic on, so you can't see the kind of like.
So I have no idea what Hildy's
vibe of where they are. And actually, Hildy,
right.
Your detect magic has finished, and you kind of have lost all sense of where they are.
Right.
So all you guys can see now, you can see like a stream of light coming from Milton, who's not that far away from you, and you can see a group of like. Basically monsters in the style of like 1950s Japanese filmmaking, attacking the assembled residents of Waterdeep, who are now not only being attacked by monsters but are also getting increasingly wet. There are a lot of very transparent t-shirts with like pride slogans on them.
Mags loves that.
Yeah, the wetness is an improvement.
Yeah.
Everything else sucks, but yeah. I mean, sucks for the people of Waterdeep. I love the Japanimation character monster things. I think that's fun. But it's not fun for them, is what I meant.
No. Milton is gonna like find a really tall person that's nearby, and they're going to kind of like grab a megaphone that's like nearby from anyone who's like around or something, and just kind of like grab it and tell the person like stay still as they like climb on top of them to kind of like give directions.
Okay, excellent. So you find a Goliath who is not Hildy, who is standing quite near you, and they're sort of like they're in shell shock, so they pretty much just do what you say, and they're in a very cute I am a poor pace t-shirt, which is like has a picture of a laughing dolphin on it. They've got like the little ace flag painted on their face, and they just let you climb up them.
Awesome. As that's going on, Milton's gonna cast light on the megaphone so it shines blue with the background of the red light. Yeah. And he's gonna say, "Okay, everyone, Can you hear me? We need to remain calm. Everyone, go to my right. Follow the blue light this way. And he starts waving the megaphone to his right.
Milton, can you roll a persuasion check at disadvantage? Because you're trying to control thousands of people with a glowing blue megaphone.
Okay. That's a 16 flat.
What happens if you roll again?
Okay.
No whammies,
please
no
give me
whammies.
something good. Please give me something good. A 16 again.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, so 16. You don't control the whole crowd, but people in your kind of like relatives, so like a 20-foot vicinity, like look up at you and start kind of like trying to move en masse. You try and move en masse in the direction that you're pointing.
I'm logging off. I'm logging off.
Just done. Yeah, they try and move en masse. They're like the people who are panicking. So you've sort of succeeded in moving a group of people. So actually, what you have ultimately done is you've created like quite a big chunk of space because the crowd have just moved. So like moving up to the kind of like LGBT Rex. There's like a bit of a space in front of it, and there's less for the LGBT Rex to like snap at.
All right, you said the fog was thinner, right? Sorry, go ahead, Hildy.
The fog is like dissipated quite a fair amount. Like the rain's kind of like washed it away. Okay. But yeah, you just now have quite heavy rain, and lots of people have like flicked up the lights. So like with your red light, there's like a green light and a white light and a yellow light. Like people have sort of created bursts of sunlight or like balls of light for various, just try and light the way and make it easier for everyone to see what's going on.
Okay.
Hildy's gonna turn to Mags and be like, we're gonna come on, and is gonna make a beeline for Milton.
Mm-hmm.
Is it okay to say that like she knows that Milton is the blue light to run to?
Yeah. Okay. You can hear him as well. His voice is pretty distinctive. It's the same voice of the person who was screaming at like teenagers earlier. So do you know what I mean? Like you recognize it.
That is a good point. And yeah, getting up to where Milton is, Hildy's gonna be like, "This is great. Okay, so it's already starting to come together and improve. So we just need everyone to have a good time, more fun." And she's gonna turn to Mags and be like, "You are so good at songs and performance and all of that. And Milton, I know you are an acrobat. I don't know how that would go into this particular situation, but who knows? You have performance experience. What I'm saying is, if we could all just have an ABBA power hour or something like that, I think it will help the situation immensely."
Right. I mean, Mags loves the suggestion. This is the best thing Mags has ever heard. And so it's like, yeah, totally. What we need right now is like community harmony and like, yeah, let's do it. And then it's going to make their way over to the stage area where they previously performed.
Excellent. Like Mags, as you make your way towards the stage area, what you notice is that there is a 14-foot pomegranate covered in pigeon.
Great.
But as you walk towards the stage area, you also encounter Madeira, and a number of the divine circle. Also, like, and they're all tooling up. They're preparing to go into battle. Like there are stilettos being pulled out of stiletto heels and people pulling the D&D 5e equivalent of like massive long swords out of huge beehive wigs and that kind of thing.
Okay, guys, so I think what we need right now is like harmony and love. I think we need to do another performance. I think we need to change the vibe. We need to change this narrative of hate that we've had going on all day. We need to turn this around and focus on queer joy.
So, Max, just let me make sure that I've understood you. We were about to go and fight the terrifying monsters that are currently attacking thousands of people throughout Waterdeep. And what you're saying is that we need more drag. Max, can you roll a persuasion check, please?
I mean, I'm nothing if not persuasive. That's 16. I rolled +9, so that could have been something else.
That could have been something else, but I mean, 16 is more than enough.
Yeah.
Madeira sort of like looks you in the eye for a moment. Like, you know, Madeira is really, really good at reading people. And they look at you and they're like, ladies, put on your dancing shoes. We've got to give a performance of our life. And turns like with a kind of like swish and like marches up onto the stage, and the rest of the divine circle follow.
So as we go up onto the stage, Mags is going to disguise self again and become Thorin Mudbottom, and is going to take the microphone and address the crowd. Have you ever made love to a bard? You've never seen something so hard. I'll make you see God with my super hot bod. You can do it out in the yard. Let's go, ladies. And then just like they're in performance mode. It is a show. Like, they know that means a certain performance is about to happen. Like, they're used to it in the club. They're like, okay, yeah, this is what's happening. We're going into this.
Excellent. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, why not? People near the stage sort of like turn, and you can see them sort of eyeing up the devastation behind them. So, like, you know, the T-Rex picks up someone and flings them against a wall. Do you know what I mean? But they're also at the same time, they're like, you're super fans. And like massive fans of the Divine Circle, and so like you can hear them going, "Oh my god, it's an impromptu performance! Like, we can believe it!" Yeah, they kind of like, the people near the stage start getting really quite into it.
Great.
There's distinct fire festival vibes to this.
Sure. Are there any fires anywhere that have
Not at the moment.
Okay, great.
Which, if you think about it logically, is a surprise. For reasons.
It's all good. So yeah, just Mags is going to continue to give the performance of her life.
Yeah. Okay, excellent. So what we now have is a large group of dancing queens. Thank you, Hublot. All and dancing kings, giving
So
their
good.
all on stage. And there is a sort of like significant group of the crowd who are like, as I say, aware of what's going on with them, but they're also like, they're not going to miss this performance because you are lit. And so there is like a group of the crowd that's beginning to like chill out. Hildy and Milton, you can see this happening, and you are aware that this little group of the crowd, if you like take the amount of love and happiness from this crowd, the monsters are slightly less aggressive. So there's like a kind of like, if you imagine a barometer, right? The happiness of the crowd and the aggression of the monsters.
I'm sorry, my my brain is just like memories with. I was like, when you said the aggression of the monsters and the entertainment of the crowd, I was like, yes. Many of us have worked in children's theater.
Yes, exactly that. This is the equivalent of children's theatre.
Let's see. So, Hildy is gonna be like, okay, so, Milton, we've got the music and the drag covered. What else can we do to improve people's experience right now?
Milton's just kind of like takes his shirt off. I don't fucking know. He's like, let's fucking go, I guess. And he's like, all right, you thirsty gays and days, let's give it up for her. And then like says, the circle. And he's just like shirtless at this point.
As you do that, like everyone around you looks at you taking your shirt off, like with the rain dripping down your like glistening torso, and there's like a ripple effect for about like 20 meters, like spherical, where like loads of other people rip off their shirts, and suddenly like you are surrounded by nipples of every shape, size, and color.
Amazing. Does it keep going? Does it like keep going like 20 years out?
Not immediately. It's not like a massive ripple effect, but like you turn around and there is like another Asimar like shaking their boobs in your face and being like, yeah man, like this is like proper like free love Woodstock vibes. Like there are dragonborns with like really buff chests who have suddenly like got their scales out. There are like different kinds of like Gensi and dwarves and humans and elves, and like as I say, there is chesticles of every flavor and variety currently on show.
Inspired by this sudden outbreak of nudity from one side, Mags is gonna like sort of gesture for the queens to follow her like into the crowd, or she's gonna like try and like crowd surf to like take the positive vibes with her maybe, and so to sort of like take them on to the next phase of their performance. She's gonna be like, she's gonna turn to everyone as she's moving to be like, Thorin's a great bard for hire, who'll make you wet with desire. He's quick with his wits, so show him your tits and he'll play you a tune on the lyre.
Oh, that is enough for me. I'm convinced.
Do I take it that Hildy also is now topless at this point?
Yeah.
Hildy like flashed Thorin, just like, you know, like I said, she's like, oh, you betcha, on board.
As you do that, two pigeons come down and just like basically like land on each nipple. Like disguising saving your modesty. So what it looks like is you have like a really funky like feather bra. And like Norma Pigeon looks up at you and she's like, you're welcome.
You know, it's working. I didn't think it would, but yeah, if you guys if you're good to hang out there on my boobs, that would be wonderful. Thank you both.
Yeah, it's absolutely fine by us. You know, I'm now single. I'm just putting it out there. And yeah, so like you're now basically topless, wearing a pigeon bra.
Yeah, I have so many questions too, but I'm gonna just sail on by it. So Hildy is I'm gonna say is wearing a button-up shirt, so kind of like at this stage has it like open or whatever, so that, you know, she can put her shirt back on when the time comes. And I mean, the other two are killing it in terms of like, you know, not like crowd control, but crowd make happy. And I think Hildy is going to make her way toward the temple where a lot of the like really intense monster stuff was going on to see if she can get some stragglers back to the party.
Excellent. So let's zip back to Mags for a moment, who, along with Madeira and Lot, the Divine Circle, are now crowd surfing. The Divine Circle have largely whipped off their clothes, so like bits of padding have gone left, right, and center. Madeira's got their like chest plate on, which is like disconcertingly a completely different color from the rest of them, as tends to happen because chest plates are racist. And like, yeah, there's a lot of like partially nude drag kings and queens like currently crowd surfing, having the time of their life. Like the crowd is beginning to lose their mind, and the monsters are noticeably beginning to chillax a little bit. Hildy, as you go towards like the screaming, what you see is like the butterfly is like has got these like laser eyes and it's just like zapping people in the crowd, but it appears to be like slightly losing interest and like it's like it's a bit drunk. It's not as accurate as it probably was like 10 minutes before. Like the chimpanzee on the tower is just like but there are still a hell of a lot of scared people at like this end of the square.
Since I can, well, first I'm gonna say to this, just kind of like yell to scared people and just like gesture like, you gotta go that way. I know it's scary, but you gotta get back to where all the party and lights are. Trust me, it is helping more than you know to get over there.
Excellent. There is a half-elf woman who kind of like looks up at you, and she's written "by his best" across her like face, and she's like, what do you mean we've got people are dying?
Okay, here's the deal. And I know this might sound a bit just nuts, but reality is nuts sometimes. And what has transpired is that we noticed all of the monsters are calming down. They're a lot less murdery the happier everyone at Pride is. So that's what we're trying to figure out, is how to get everybody to a point where they're happy again, or at least less terrified and screaming.
So what you're saying is if I'm going to die, I should die happy?
If that's what gets you back there, sure. But I'm going to say you and I should have a talk later. We'll have a talk in a couple hours. But in the meantime, go die happy over there, please.
Can you roll persuasion?
Sure.
I love the fact that there's this like opportunity for an epic battle and you guys are just like persuading a crowd of like hundreds of thousands of people one by one.
And that is an 18.
18. For 18,
Period.
she looks at you and she's like, you can see her thinking, and then she reaches up and like she kisses you really hard on the mouth, and then like grabs 3 or 4 other people and she's like, right, we've got to go over there and we've got to like get our boobs out and crowd surf because that's what everyone else seems to be doing. And she like drags this group of girls, and like a big chunk of the crowd also follow her. Like they're clearly all together, and they sort of go off and join the end of the world party vibe that is happening.
Hildy just kind of goes, I'm sure that was just a heightened emotions kind of thing, like, like those pictures of the people kissing after war. But, I'm feeling a bit weird about all of that. And she just starts, like, buttoning up her shirt again. Like, okay, I can participate in my own way.
Norm was like, could you let us out before you button up? You've buttoned us into your shirt. This could get uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Honestly, I think I got so used to you being there, I just forgot.
Well, you know,
I was
as long as
enjoying being hugged by you. I forgot that
it's
you, yeah.
it's quite chilly. So do you know what I mean? Like, we just wanted to make sure that you didn't get too nippy. But like now you're done. Like, we might, you know, go back to the pomegranate.
Oh, yeah, go for it. But if you ever get chilly yourself, you can always hang out back in my shirt, get nice and warm.
Milton, the two pigeons fly over you and do like massive anxiety shits, and you're now covered with an extra 13 blobs of pigeon shit.
Milton just kind of like over it, takes out his dagger and he like presentations it off of him. He's like, ah! Flings it off.
At the same time, do you bedazzle yourself?
Yes. At the same time, I bedazzle myself, and as I bedazzle myself, I leave the Goliath's shoulders, and I'm like, "Thank you so much, sweetie," and I give him a kiss on the cheek, and I leave, and I just like leave somewhere to, I guess, the crowd of shirtless people to find another Goliath to climb on top of and do the same thing I was doing earlier.
I mean, you could pick other big things. Like, I mean, there are some giant creatures you could climb on top of.
True! Okay, yes, I want to do that. I want to go on top of the LGBT Rex.
Okay, excellent. Okay,
yes.
So you run towards the LGBT Rex, which is like very half-heartedly snapping at people at this point in time, and you kind of like run around the back, and it's got a really long tail. Can you roll me I think this is probably acrobatics because you're climbing up a mechanical beast, so there's like things you can hold on. So can you roll me an acrobatics check?
Yes, I can. That is a 26.
26. Woo! Can you describe climbing up this giant mechanical T-Rex for me?
Yeah. Okay. So Milton just kind of like does like a front flip, and he like lands on the tail, and then he just Naruto runs all the way to the top of the head,
like with his dagger behind him.
Yeah. He's like.
You're on top of the T-Rex, and the T-Rex is trying to like move its head because it can feel something on top of it, but it can't see it, and it's doing that thing like dogs do where it's like, what's that? Why can't I see it? What would you like to do now you're on top of a T-Rex?
I recast Daylight, but this time with the pink hue instead of a red one.
Flattering.
And and I still have the megaphone, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna grab the megaphone and be like, "It's Pride, gay! Be happy! Let's love each other! Yes!"
Do you want to give some more instructions on like how people are gonna love each other? Because that's a bit general. Because people are being zapped by a giant butterfly. Maybe.
Okay. So Mo's gonna go like, "Take a look to your left. Take a look to your right. All right, now hug both of them, because both of them are your siblings. Let's love each other, girls, gays, and days."
So like a lot of people around you are like, "Oh my god, he's on top of the giant T-Rex," and they're like, and the T-Rex seems to like, it's so distracted by you, it stopped like attacking the crowd, and they're like, okay. And so what you say is like a crowd of people like just hugging each other. There's just this basic like huge pile of people hugging each other, and one thing you see like on the far side of the square, the crowd like parts, and an army of children enter the square, led by a figure who's like effectively got them marching, and these kids are just being like super cute. They're all going like all rights are gay rights, like equality for all, love is love, like all of that kind of thing. They've got like loads of banners. You can see there's like a little silver dragonborn waving a fairy flag, and like
the hub that you've started kind of like spreads out around them, and the kids get up on the stage and they're all like cheering and waving flags, and more people are paying attention to them. And the creatures in the pride that have been attacking people get like more and more sedate, but they're still not quite there.
So for the love, oh no, you go.
No, you.
Inspired by Milton, and with no social awareness, there are now children around. Mags is going to continue on with the crowd surfing, and is going to do one final like, let's bolster the queens and get everyone just chilling and having a good day and making love and not war.
Yeah.
And so it's going to go into then the next phase of the performance. Pride is a day full of joy, so let's not pretend to be coy. I'll make you come with my cock in your bum. You'll be shocked that I'm not a boy. They got more graphic. They got slightly more graphic.
It got more graphic. The children are thankfully enough out of earshot that they didn't hear that. But like everyone around you now is laughing. Like really intensely. Like everyone just thinks this is like the biggest gas ever. And they're probably like laughing and hugging each other. Like someone is passing around like a bottle of something. Like some of the street vendors have like re-emerged from wherever they were hiding, and they're passing out like alcohol and candy and everything, and like there's a bit more of a party vibe now around where you are. Hildy, where you and Milton are, like still a quite like intense fear vibe, because there are still giant unconstrained monsters.
So I have a question, and that is, am I able to talk to the giant chimpanzee because I can talk to animals?
Mechanically they're not animals, they're constructs. So you don't need to cast a spell. You could try talking to them in common and see if that works, because sometimes like constructs understand. But you can try having a conversation.
I'm going to try that. So Hildy's gonna go up to the chimpanzee and just be like, "Oh, hi there. Just wanted to have a quick chat if that's all right. I can see that you're feeling a certain way, and I thought you might want someone to talk to."
As you talk, the chimpanzee is like hanging onto the spire and holding this like poor person that they've clutched onto, and they're just like and there's like griffin cavalry flying around them. But as you look on their like shoulder, a very slight human female figure with bare feet and a crown of flowers around her head materializes and looks down at you.
Oh my. Lyria, I presume?
Yes.
Hiya. My name is Hildy. I was at the Pride situation earlier. I noticed that you were sending mist and then sort of some monsters whenever people weren't having a good time, and well, I just noticed that people dying is usually antithetical to a good time. It's kind of a party foul, if I'm being quite frank. And yes?
But people like him, and she points towards Milton on the T-Rex, it's like, people like him are going to ruin the celebration for everybody.
Well,
okay, rude.
First of all, I do think that's more for everyone to decide, but also there's no one way to celebrate, and sometimes we kind of need to just extend a hand to people who maybe are doing their own thing that's not ideal, but we want to keep them included because maybe they're coming from a place of pain, or discomfort and they need to adjust. I don't know. I mean, granted, these are the sorts of things that I talk about with Shelly when I'm trying to get her to stop burning down the backyard shed, but I think it kind of applies here. Essentially what I'm trying to say is he had no intention of ruining the party, and in point of fact, I'm pretty sure he had every intention of trying to be the life of the party, and he's doing a good job of it now. I mean, look at him go. And she's like, kind of like gestures.
If he comes forward and he apologizes for causing a fracas and promises not to do it again, then I will call off the monsters. But if it happens again, the monsters will come back.
Oh, okay. Well, that is understood. And I want to thank you for being so reasonable and benevolent. And I hope you enjoy the party as well. Okay, let me go get him. And Hildy's going to run and go get Milton and be like, okay, you have to say you're sorry for, the sort of tussles earlier, because she attributes a lot of this to you. And then also promise not to do it again. And I think maybe we should have...
Milton just kind of goes like, what? I can't hear you from all the way up here. I'm literally on the head of a T-Rex. This is crazy.
Hildy is going to just like sigh and I'm trying to I'm like looking at my cantrips and everything like
How can I zap Milton?
Right? Hildy is oh, you know what? Similarly to the situation earlier, Hildy is going to go full hockey mom. She's going to take a few steps back so that Milton can clearly see her and just go,
right, you can roll persuasion with advantage for that, Hildy.
Thank you.
Well,
thank you. I needed that advantage. I rolled a 7 on the first one. And 5 on the other. Okay, you know what? I had a 12. I rolled a 12.
Yeah, Milton, what is? Oh, hang on a minute. I can look this up. I remember how D&D. Oh, I've just turned on Siri. Go away, Siri. Hang on a minute. Where's Milton's? Let me have a look at Milton's passive. DBon's being really slow. Oh yeah, you beat Milton. I mean, it's not really hard, but you beat Milton. Yeah, the intelligence on Milton's not great, is it? So yeah, you beat.
He's not very bright.
No, he's really not. Like, Milton, you suddenly feel really, really chastened, and like you should probably like climb down the dinosaur and talk to Hildy.
Milton just kind of like, instead of like running down, he just kind of like clumsily like climbs down like a little kid, like that he knows that he's in danger, so he's trying to like, elongate the time that it takes for him to get to the top to the bottom of the dinosaur. And he's like, I'm coming. I'm coming.
I really like the idea by the time you get in the building, like Hildy's just got her arms crossed and she's like tapping her foot.
And then Milton gets to the floor and he puts his head down and he's like, yes?
Oh, okay, sorry. I just didn't know how else to get you down. I think I might have put you a little on edge, and I'm sorry for that. Had a quick talk with the goddess over there, and basically what she said is she's gonna call off the whole thing as long as you can go up, essentially say you're sorry, and also promise not to do it again. And when I say it, she was saying it is you're being like angry or aggressive during Pride when it's supposed to be a festivity. So there is that. Are you willing to do that?
Milton sighs and he just goes
Ooh.
like, fine. Yeah, that's okay. Oh, thank you
Haunted
for the
Youth,
raid.
welcome. Thank you for
Hello.
the raid. And if Milton is gonna, oh, and thank you for the follow.
Thank you.
Milton
Haunted raid.
is going up to her. So what Hildy is going to do is, first of all, tap his shoulder to give him guidance
Nice.
and just be like, you know, it's a really brave thing to say you're sorry. You can do it, kid. Oh, thank you for all the follows. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna have to call someone on stream or something.
Yeah.
Haunted raid.
Yeah.
Haunted raid.
So you have to call someone now, as if you're calling Norma, to tell them that you fixed it. And
Oh,
that
absolutely.
it's all gonna be okay.
Okay. We'll see if anyone picks up. That's the tricky thing.
Oh god, I feel like I have to send someone a message as Max now as well.
Can
I haven't done anything so far.
please?
Waiting
You need
for
to
something to
send.
happen.
You need to send your IRL wife a message as Mags, reading the whole of the spell that you just read. If Emily is going to call someone as Hildy, I think that's only fair.
I have to voice note my wife with all of those limericks.
Yes. Yes.
I feel like Milton wants to be a bitch to the goddess. He literally wants to. He wants to like be like, I'm sorry that you're such a stuck-up bitch. But I feel like it's just gonna elongate the game more. And I don't know if I want to do that.
Well, you have time to think about it while V
True.
and M message IRL people in character. Right, M, you
True.
first, because I think you've probably got it set up on V, you first, because you've probably got it set up on speed dial and you've got it all pre-written.
Actually, so what I'm trying to do is, because it occurred to me that, you know, some people might not like to be streamed on a voice call if they don't know that it's a voice call that's being streamed.
Yeah.
So I am
Just
reaching out.
Just message them. Don't phone them. I think phoning someone live on stream is harsh.
Okay, fair enough. I'll do the message. Let's go.
Okay, are we ready for a beautiful dramatic reading of 3 limericks?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I hope my wife enjoys this.
Yeah.
Have you ever made love to a bard? You've never seen something so hard. I'll make you see God with my super hot bod. We can do it out in the yard. Thorin's a great bard for hire. He'll make you all wet with desire. He's quick with his wit, so show him your tits and he'll play you a tune on the lyre. Pride is a day full of joy, so let's not pretend to be coy. I'll make you come with my cock in your bum, and you'll be shocked that I'm a boy. I'm not a boy. Oh god, I got it wrong. I got it wrong in my voice note to my wife. I feel like Mag's just like outed herself as a trans guy there. I'm
That's
okay
fine.
with it. I'm okay with
Fine,
it.
it's pride, baby.
It's pride, baby.
Pride, baby. Hildy, your voice note of choice?
My wife's so
I
mad at me.
haven't yet, but similarly in terms of so mad at me, I'm about to leave one for my boyfriend, who does not care for this voice.
Oh no, our spouses.
I'm so sorry. Relative partners of everybody, I'm so sorry. I mean, I'm not that sorry, but I am sorry.
All right. Here we go. Oh, hey there. Golly jeepers, that was a day. I gotta say, I am so grateful for you taking care of the kids. It was so helpful and wonderful. In all the chaos, someone kissed me on the mouth. That was strange. Just wanted to let you know. because honesty and transparency and everything like that, I don't know, she just kind of planted one on me and ran away. So that's not what's important. What's important is that we need to get in touch with the people who organize Pride every year and make sure that they know that things can't get any more amped up or fighty or aggressive or whatever if they're gonna have Pride. Like, it can't happen. So we need to write a very stern letter. Okay, I love you, bye.
And Milton, you walk up to the base of the temple where this giant chimpanzee is waving someone around frantically while being circled by griffin riders. And there is a goddess sitting on the chimpanzee's shoulder.
I'm like, so Milton's just gonna go like, oh my god, are you the goddess Lyra?
Yes.
Oh my god, I'm such a huge fan. How are you doing? Your hair is gorgeous. You look amazing. So I'm here because like apparently I have to apologize for being a control freak on Pride. And like, listen, like I get it, like not a lot of people like control, but also like it has to be done. Like if you want stuff to get done, then you have to like kind of be stern about things sometimes. You get it, right?
No.
You're literally throwing like a bunch of mechanical creatures upon innocent civilians because, you know, like you didn't have your way, which is iconic. But also, like, Queen, like, take a rest, take a breather, and I'll take a breather as well. We'll take breathers. We can go for face masks together. It'll be great. It'll be wonderful. What do you say? What if we just take the day off for like Pride's sake?
What kind of face mask?
Well, I was thinking like some avocado hydration masks and then maybe like a charcoal cleansing one. So I don't know. Maybe we could also get a deep tissue massage for Pride's sake.
Well, I mean, I'm vegan, so as long as, you know, everything is like vegan friendly and organic, then that sounds like really nice.
Girlie, you're vegan? Oh my god. My boyfriend used to be my ex-boyfriend. I keep calling my boyfriend, but I killed him, so it's fine. My ex-boyfriend, he used to be vegan. So I like, you know, I hung out with a lot of vegan people, so I know what to get and when to get it. There's this really good vegan burger we could get as well if you want to pick out afterwards.
So you're single?
Yeah, unfortunately. So my ex-boyfriend used to like betray the circus or whatever. His name was Anton. Such a dick. We don't talk about Anton though. He was like, he literally left me with a scar with his name. So it's like embarrassing. I know. But yeah, I'm single, unfortunately. I don't know how, because like I'm like, look at me. Like I'm fucking gorgeous. But like, you know, some people don't like twinks and that's fine.
You are gorgeous. And with that, she walks up to the chimpanzee and has like whispers in its ear, and the chimpanzee climbs down the temple and places the person that they're holding on the ground in front of you, and Lyra appears next to them, and she says, this is Alora, and I don't want to be presumptuous, but I think you might get on. Milton, can you describe your like ideal person?
Oh god. Milton's ideal person looks like a young Antonio Banderas. So he's like dark and mysterious and like has like this stunning mustache that like goes around and wraps around like his ears if he wanted to, but he keeps it on curls. And then he has like Freddie Mercury chest where it's like hairy all over, but like it's very tasteful. And he has like a white tank top, and he's like at least 6'5", so he's really, really tall. He's like almost a Goliath. and he has like this really like beautiful like curly hair that he like gels back like halfway, so it's like
Yeah.
gel and then curly. That's
Yeah.
very specific, but that's
That's exactly what Laura looks like. And Lyra looks between you and she says, so Alora is a Libra, and they're a vet, and in their part-time they help disadvantaged families rescue animals so that they have contact with like therapeutic animal contact. And he's been single for 5 years, which is weird because like he's super chill. So this is Milton. He owns a circus. He's fire as hell, but Alora, he also really likes animals, and there are obviously lots of animals in the circus. So I don't know, maybe you two will get on. And then she looks at you and she's like, you owe me a face mask and a massage. And there is like kind of like this mist comes out from her, and she like spins around and she like dances up into the air and vanishes, at which point all the animals like fall to the ground completely lifeless.
amazing. Hi. Nice to meet you. And his eyes like kind of twinkle.
Hello, I am Elora.
It
It is nice to meet you, Milton. I am a vet.
Likewise. Likewise. And then he just kind of like turns to Hildy and is like, should we like I don't know, is Pride over? What are we doing?
Hildy sort of like looks at the bacchanal that is happening by the stage and perceives that, you know, the sun's kind of starting to go down a little bit. It's getting to be about that time, or at least about that time if your kids have school in the morning or whatever. So, you know, it's probably time that Hildy leaves. So she's just going to be like, you know, I don't think Pride's over, but I think it's going to change vibe more even and get a little more sexual. So I'm going to, you know, I'm going to take the kids and be like, no, not this part of Pride for you. No.
So as you walk towards the stage, what you can see is like the Divine Circle have pulled themselves together and like rearranged their costumes so they're no longer like semi-nude. And Madeira climbs on stage and picks up a microphone and is standing next to Norma and looks at Norma and goes, are you ready, babe? And Norma's like, yeah, right. After you. And it's out of nowhere, music starts playing and you hear Madeira go, love is in the air everywhere you look around, and then holds the mic to Norma, and Norma's like, love is in the air, duck with every sight and every sound. And like suddenly the whole of the like audience in front of the stage are like all singing love is in the air. Like loads of people are like sambaing and dancing. There's a couple of like Morris dancers breaking out into their own. They've got like rainbow colored hankies. People like pick up the monsters again and start like reanimating them, so they're like dancing. People pick up their musical instruments and everything. Suddenly everyone's like having this like massive jam session in this square in Waterdeep. And Hildy, you look up in the air and you see Lyra sitting on top of her statue, like just this kind of like vague outline of her, and she's like dancing and smiling and clearly having a really lovely time. Mags Madeira pulls you up on stage and wraps their arm around them and says, by the way, I've been meaning to have a word with you for some time. I'm looking for a partner in the Divine Circle. Like I'm getting pretty, well, you know, I'm getting older, and I need a young buck to pass it on to, and I think it's time for something a bit different.
Super gay. I love it.
Well,
It's great. I love
we
it.
can talk over a pomegranate juice sometime. Let's like get together for brunch tomorrow after all the festivities.
Okay, you bring the pomegranate. I'll bring the contract.
Great.
Hildy, you climb onto stage, and Shelley and Soren is like, they're like dancing around. Like Shelley is ominously like clicking her fingers, and there's like little sparks of fire. And Norma walks over to you and she says, so I leave you for 5 minutes. You start a fight and kiss another person.
Okay, that's a bit inaccurate. You left me for 5 minutes. I found the person who started the fight. Then a god got involved, and I certainly did not kiss that woman back. She kissed me, and I was like, no, thank you. Happily married. But I didn't get the chance to say that to her because she ran off into the distance, saying something about living if she's going to die soon.
You realize that Norma is looking up with you, and there's like a twinkle in her eye, and her face is like, her mouth is doing really odd things, and you get the vibe that she's trying not to laugh.
Okay, it was, I'm not used to that kind of attention. It was, weirdly, that was the part of the whole excursion that had me feeling the most confused, which is saying something.
Hildy, you know that I think you're the most beautiful person in the world, and we have the most beautiful children in the world, and nothing you can do can change that, duck. And with that, like, Norma reaches up and like she grips the side of your face and like pulls you down because of the height difference, and like she like properly like deeply kisses you. Like she kisses you like this like 2 or 3 times a day.
Aww.
And you feel a tug on the back of your tunic, and you see Shelley standing there, and she's like, and there's like a flame on top of her thumb.
Oh, gotta say, Shelley, I am stoked about how good you are with fire, and we're gonna find ways for you to use it that, you know, are safe and can, yeah, exactly. There's gotta be a job somewhere for someone to set fire to things, and we're gonna find it.
And with that, like the camera pans out, and the entire like of this square in Waterdeep, everyone is dancing and celebrating and partying, and there are people kissing and hugging and laughing and drinking, and there are fireworks going off as the sun goes down, and the party spreads throughout all the streets around the square and like across the whole of Waterdeep. And in her tower, Lyriel Silverhand is looking down, and she's leaning over the balcony, and she's just laughing and smiling because you can see that everyone is having such a good time. And we continue to pan out, and we see like the Sword Coast and Torrell, and then we just see the world of Torrell fade into the blackness, and we're just looking at an entire galaxy of stars, all different shapes and colors and sizes, representing everything. Like we can see the constellations, we can see everything like that the world should be, and that like all the labels and everything that we put on people doesn't matter, and that people should be allowed to be themselves because we're all part of something that is so massive and so important. But at the same time, we're all individuals, and our differences do not matter because we're all tiny and we're lucky to be alive. And that's how we'll end our campaign. The campaign that I thought was going to be a massively fighty campaign with no fighting.
It's all about
honestly,
love, yeah.
I was about to say, we saved the day with the power of love and friendship.
Yeah,
we did.
Yeah.
We literally did, though.
Basically, you Powerpuff Girls your way through the campaign. It was beautiful. Not what I was expecting, but beautiful. I approve. So friends, that brings us to the end of the evening. It's gone slightly longer, and Natcha's gonna have to go for a long sleep.
I'm so tired from the medicine I just took. I don't know what the fuck. I've been coughing so much, though. I'm so sorry. I had to take it.
So before we pass on the raid, and thank you so much to everyone who raided, and thank you especially to anyone who stuck around for our particular brand of silliness. Is there anything that anyone would like to plug, or anything that anyone would like to kind of like point a finger at Nacho.
Hi, I'm Nacho. I'm very COVID-y, but hi, I'm Nacho, and I have my own stream every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And next week, is it next week? Are we starting next week?
Yes.
Okay, so next week we will be holding my first run at a DM as a DM for Dungeons and Dragons here at Critical Drinking. So tune in, watch me be an okay DM and with a story of gay pirates and mermaids and Greek mythology and Roman mythology. So tune in, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So I hope to see you guys there.
Yeah, and he's making me play a barbarian again.
Because you fucking rolled poorly!
Bitch, do you remember what happened to the Nazi gays in the do you remember what happened? Learning moment. Emily, would you like to plug anything while Nacho coughs?
Hi, I'm Emily. On Twitter, I Want It That Gray. So it's like the Backstreet Boys song, but then it's the color gray. And I'm just happy to be here, honestly. In terms of anything to plug, it's just gonna be like Nacho's campaign for me because I am so excited for it. I am also all hyped up about playing an evil character. I rolled evil, and there's a lot of evil that I've been working on, so I'm excited to share my evil with you.
I'm looking forward to it, honestly.
V, would you like to plug anything?
Sure, why not? I on my own over on my own Twitch channel, Awfully Queer Adventure. I sometimes draw some stuff on like Wednesdays and Fridays. But I'm gonna be back here next week for Nacho's lovely campaign, and I'm gonna probably be like the least chaotic. I don't know how I'm gonna manage it. I'm gonna be the straight man for once, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
straight during Pride Month. That's homophobic.
Straight during Pride Month. Yeah, considering I thought like Nacho's was going to be like the big gay campaign, and so many of us are playing like the world's most hetero straight characters ever. It's like Nacho's broken critical drinking, people. That's basically what I'm saying. So while Emily finds someone to raid, I am Critical Drinking Sarah on Twitch. I am Sarah Man Comedy on Twitter. I am going to be part of Nacho's campaign, playing a barbarian, which is the boring class. And I'm sure I will find a way to break it, as I did with Clara, who was a terrifying long-armed monkey person. And I also stream Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays at 9 a.m. BST, where I play, at the moment I'm playing Stardew Valley. I also plan to stream me playing the whole of Gris because I really want to play it, and I started playing it. Oh my god, it was so beautiful. And I was like, I just want to share it with people. This is so good. And then also I will be working on a new critical drinking thing, which is once a month we're going to get together on a Friday night and we're going to play party animals, which are going to be A, non-alcoholic, and B, an entirely anthropomorphic based D&D experience. So people will only be allowed to play animals, and I won't lie, and the team will attest that I got very excited when I found out there is a Care Bear RPG. A Care Bear RPG.
A grown woman has never been more excited about anything in human history.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about a Care Bear RPG. To the point where actually I really want to play it, so I might have to foist it on some other poor soul. But it's fine. It's all fine. But that's going to be our like safe for work kind of like once a month stream. I think that's just going to be like a high level of silliness, and our first stream is likely to involve hamsters. You're welcome. So Emily, are we ready to raid? What's our raid message?
Yes, indeed. So I am going to be having us raid Vancouver by Night. So they do amazing stuff, and we love Vancouver by Night. I also was like, if my character next week is feeling evil, maybe vampires and darkness is what I'm gonna pick, and that's what I did because I'm the one with the computer that's running the thing. So we're gonna run credits and then hop on over to Vancouver by Night. See you all there. Bye.
Happy everyone! Happy Pride! Happy Pride!
Happy
Stream
Pride!
message. When we
Happy
race.
day, happy pride.
Happy
Pride.
Pride.